welcome to Read, Watch, Play. I'm your host, Tony Cox, and with me, as always, is Cliff Parmida. And this is the show. Parmiter. Jesus, you've been gone 1 week.
I've been gone
and
1 week.
I've completely forgotten your name.
1 week, man. 1 week. Oh my God. No, I'm never having an emergency again on a Wednesday.
It's good to have you back. I'm, glad you're back on the show.
As am I.
So what's been happening since the last time you were here?
So my mother had her gallbladder removed.
Okay.
And that's been...
Which is why you were not here last week.
Which is why I was not here last week. And I ran with her to the emergency room, and it was just a 14-hour day. And then the following day, I was exhausted. I still hadn't slept. I had lost power at the house. It was one of those 90-something degree evenings and everything. And then, the next morning, I'm watching the show from her hospital room, which is air-conditioned. And I'm like, I can barely move, but I'm here in spirits.
Was she watching the show with you?
Yeah, no, she was so upset I wasn't there. She goes, I'm fine now. You could go. You should be there. It was so great.
Oh my gosh.
So great. And it was pretty funny. And then that's it. That's the big thing. I got in trouble with a lot of friends and family because my mother refused for me to tell anyone. Or the last time we didn't know what was wrong with her in January, I posted something on Facebook because, I'm human. I want, support from my friends.
Yeah.
And then her phone was ringing off the hook. What's going on? What's wrong? Blah, 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 blah. So this time she's like, I don't want any of that. Don't say anything. We know what's going on. The surgery will be quick. Don't say nothing. But then, of course, it became one of those things that she didn't want the surgery right away, so we had to call my sister, and she's like, don't drive here, don't drive 10 hours, don't do it. And then, everybody else, her best friend, it was her birthday, one of her best friends, it was her birthday in Florida. Hi, Carmen. She watches sometimes.
Oh, good.
And so it was her best friend. So it was her birthday. And but my mom managed to. We called her. We totally called her. But then she was furious. Her and her daughter found out through other means about the surgery, and they were like, "How could you not tell us? How could you? How could your son not tell us?" And so there's that. That was a whole thing. My best friend Carolyn flipped out, texted my mom, "How could Clifford not tell me?"
Oh my gosh.
And my mom is like, "Please do not blame him. I swore him to secrecy. I just wanted to get through this quietly." She's feeling much better today, thankfully, and good. I hope I kept that short and sweet.
I certainly did not have that eventful of a week. I actually didn't feel good a couple days, and I ended up watching some movies. I finally got to watch Warcraft, which was
woo for me.
It was a woo for me for the first 3 quarters of it, and then they kill spoiler alert, they kill I forget what his name is, but it's the orc that he's basically the main character through the whole thing, and then they kill him all. He's the only interesting main character, I'll put it that way, because the human guy and everything happening with those guys just was not as interesting as what was going on with the orc. And I don't know who the actor was that played the mocap, but man, his performance outshined everyone.
I want a sequel, personally. I really do.
What's that?
I really want a sequel. I really do.
Then you get to the end and you're like, wait a minute, this didn't end. There's no resolution.
Right. That's actually the storyline of the game. It's actually following.
Cool.
I don't even know the game very well.
I've played the game for 5 minutes.
I play Hearthstone, right? Yep. So all the things in Hearthstone relate back to this. So doing a little research, I'm like, right, okay, this stuff is supposed to happen. Sure. So it left us in a cliffhanger, which wasn't a terrible cliffhanger. It was rough. But
my problem was I was invested in the main character of the orc, and
that took you right out of it.
And then when he died, and then I felt like nothing after that mattered because I was connected to that character, and now that character was no longer going through a journey, and I was just like, the rest of this is just...
You have to Game of Thrones it, man. You have to Game of Thrones
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Okay, well,
and
all I can tell you is...
I like Game of Thrones.
Well, how do you know if you don't watch it?
Because I watched the first episode, and I was like...
Right, well, that's... right, because we judge things on first, right? I judge things on the first comic.
Here's the thing. No.
Right, we don't judge things on
you're
first.
You're absolutely right, but I'm just not into dragons and stuff. like fantasy.
You're insane.
I
don't even understand this.
I'm not going to disagree
right,
with that.
but spaceships traversing the universe, fighting the god Apollo on the edge of the multi galaxy. That's all great, right? Dude, you need to stop. Okay, go back, give the first season a try. It's not that long. Put some dedication into it.
You know, it's just too stressful. I've got kids, and once you have kids, young parents, you'll know this.
No, they ruin your life.
Kids are so stressful. They don't ruin.
No, it's okay.
Not really.
No, they're precious little treasures to you, and to me, they're little time bombs reminding us we're all going to die sooner than later. That's it. So they're terrible, and that's why I'm not having any.
Okay. Anyway, so Warcraft.
It's also I stay looking young.
Yes. I just don't like watching stressful things, and I feel like Game of Thrones is stressful, and I just
okay. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I did, but that was before I had kids.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, talk about stressful. The final season of Breaking Bad, I remember watching every week, and I'm like,
we used to watch The Walking Dead, and then when we had kids, we stopped. So I also watched Power Rangers, the new Power Rangers movie.
Okay.
That was a woo for me. I mean, I've never watched the TV show.
I want a sequel. I mean, I did not like the Megazord thing was a letdown, right? Because like the big thing when you watch it as a kid. And I mean, I'm not really one of them.
It felt like what I've seen of the show, just live action,
just bad.
Well, better than the show,
right? But it wasn't. I mean, the execution. Yes, there was no execution.
It's as if they did what they did on the show with a bigger budget.
But badly. Like, in other words, like, the whole thing of the show...
Well, it was bad on the show.
No. Because on the show, even though, like, it's bad... No, follow me. No, you're not. You're not following me. You're not following me. Okay? On the show, it's bad. Like what we're looking at is bad. But the excitement is there. Watching the individual, like, Zords come towards... By the way,
can I just say, thank you, Ron, for your compliment. I appreciate it. He says that he loves the show. 2 great hosts.
Thank you,
thoughts
Ron.
on Infinity War. Oh, maybe we'll talk about that in the which, we'll talk a little bit about that in what we watched.
God, there's big news on Infinity War.
Yes, we'll talk about that. So I watched Power Rangers Soft Woo. The other thing was
Soft Woo. I just want you to know. Let me just tell you what the fan buildup is, right? When you watch, especially younger people, especially the people who really grew up like in the heat of this, right? Is all the Zords being summoned? They come to battle. They do stuff. They actually form together, right? And it looks clunky, and it looks like somebody did it in a TV studio with toys. Right, it's like that, right? Okay, fine. But people live for it.
Yes.
They live for it. And that movie doesn't do that at all. And then Goldar is like a really robust, interesting character who is both funny but also very threatening when they used him in the TV show. And here it's just like, what the hell was that?
It's like a mindless zombie that Rita Repulsa ends up controlling.
Right. So that's the letdown for people, and I completely understand, and I am familiar with enough Power Rangers lore. Also, one of my friends talked me into watching Power Rangers in Space, and it actually was good. Whoever wrote that season of Power Rangers wrote their butt off. Okay, end of story, but we should all give it a chance. We should all write to the studio for a sequel and just tell them what we want and cross our fingers.
Sure. So, did I watch some? Oh, and I watched Fast and Furious 8. Fate of the Furious. Yeah, that was... It was, again, kid stuff in that movie. Stressful for me.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, the only way I could actually watch it was because it was a Fast and Furious movie, and it was
you knew there'd be a happy ending.
Well, it wasn't a happy ending for the kid's mother.
Well, they can't all win. Boy, brace yourself for Arrow season 6 when I force you to watch that.
I'll watch Arrow. I watch Arrow all the time.
Did you see the end of Arrow season 5?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh, that's right. Right. So I was like, talk about the kid's mother. We're gonna find out soon.
Anyway.
That's what you should call the Flash.
Yeah, really. So let me do a quick rundown of the show. For those of you joining us on Twitch, we're starting to stream on Twitch, which is great. So welcome, anybody who's watching us on Twitch. We really appreciate you tuning in. The chat is always open. If you want to talk to us, interact, let us know your thoughts on stuff that you read, watched, or played recently pertaining to superheroes. In this show, or board games, yeah, we can talk about that stuff too. So in this show, we simply talk about what we read. talk about what we watched, and talk about what we played. Those 3 simple segments, but we talk a lot. And tonight, we've got some comic books to go over that Cliff and I read. We're going to talk about at least one trailer, and we'll also talk about Infinity War stuff, news that dropped at D23 Expo. And then...
it's funny because like I'm half excited and half like whatever about it at the same time. It's crazy.
About
Disney? We'll get there. We'll get there.
Jeez. And then we are going to crack a booster brick of DC's Elseworlds set that just released today.
Unboxing!
I have not looked at any of the spoilers for this set. I've seen some of the figures, but I haven't read any of the cards, so I'm really excited about that.
I have, and I'm like, let's open them!
So, but first, let's go ahead and let's talk about what we read. And Cliff, let's go ahead and start with you with...
Dark Days.
Dark Days, the casting.
Yes. Isn't that great? That's a shot from my bed.
Nice. I love the sheets. I love the comforter.
Thank you. I coupon at Macy's as much as I can.
So now this is a prelude to Metal,
yes.
and I'm assuming a continuation from
the last
Forge.
issue. Yes.
Dark Forge. What is it called?
The Forge.
Which
you would think that this is just all like they would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, but like no, it's like
let's
do an individual book to make you crazy.
I don't understand that.
I mean, it literally picks off from where we left off. Sort of.
Sure.
So Batman.
Can you read this without reading?
No, because then you're like, what?
Yeah,
you're like, what happened?
There's no reason to do different numbers.
Yeah, I just, it's like you need these. You just shouldn't be different. It should be one series. So yeah, like it could have just been called Dark Days, and then like each issue you could have given the sub.
So to recap a little bit, Green Lantern broke into the Batcave.
Yep.
Finds another cave inside the Batcave.
Yep.
Finds the original Outsiders team.
Discovers
information about the original Outsiders team
Yep.
that have secretly been acquiring
different metal artifacts.
Different nth metal related artifacts.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know what nth metal is, it is the metal that Hawkgirl's mace is made out of. Hawkman's does he have a mace too?
Hawkman has the series. Most of their weapons are made from it.
Basically
also
the,
allows
the
them to fly. It's in their harness.
Yeah, the Thanagarians like metal. It's like their adamantium or vibranium or
only
whatever.
Gets way more tricky.
It's like space age metal. So, so that's pretty much where we left off, right?
Pretty much. I mean, and of course that Batman has the freaking multiverse tower locked up in Superman's fortress, and he went there to go check in on it.
Yeah. He just waltzes into the...
I have no idea what he was doing with it. I have a theory because of where it picks up. So it actually picks off from Carter Hall's journal again in the casting.
Okay.
And he goes on about how many different personas he's had. And how...
By the way, for those of you who are watching for the first time, we do get into spoilers with the comic books and anything that we've watched. We're full of spoilers. We probably should,
we should put the spoiler warning.
Major spoilers. So if you haven't read any of these comics, you might want to pause and pick them up. All of the comics that we talk about are available and are on newsstands as of today, or if not, previous weeks. So,
definitely previous weeks. I'm behind. Sorry. So anyhow, like Carter Hall's writing his whole journal, and he goes, of all the things I've been reincarnated, like I've always been one thing. I've always been a detective. Mm-hmm. This is Hawkman speaking, right? And of course, like he meets the Immortals, and like all the Immortals that you're familiar with are there, right? Like there's one that's implied that it's Swamp Thing, Etrigan, of course, but in his human identity, Ra's al Ghul, Jason Blood
is
Ra's al Ghul. It's so funny the things they bring for on here that people have pointed out to me that make me lose my mind. Like, I didn't even notice in the Spider-Man review, I can't believe I couldn't remember academic decathlon. I mean, I can believe I couldn't remember because who uses the term academic decathlon? Like, it's not something I say all the time. So I'm like, that debate team. I was so wrong. Academic decathlon. Now I know. Horrible. 10 days of me not knowing.
If people are watching and paying that close attention, I'm happy.
I am happy.
That's fine.
Our Spider-Man review is very good.
Pick apart how we say things all you want. Please watch and tear us apart. That's fine.
Yeah. Our right. I mean, add some watch to the watch part of Read, Watch, Play.
Yeah.
So yeah, like our Spider-Man review is awesome. But where was I? Sugar.
So the Immortals.
The Immortals are there, and they're gonna get their own spin-off book out of this that we've heard about from DC. And so it's like, so they got this big old crazy casting thing going on back then. And, you know, Carter is like putting the mystery together to go find something out. Also in his journal, there's this big, crazy, like 3-eyed dragon creature or bat creature or whatever the hell it is, because you only see the 3 eyes because it's huge. And he's like, I was staring at it and it was looking for something, but it didn't find what it was looking for. And then the creature vanished, you know? And then ultimately he gets this portal going to go like face whatever there is out there, to go face his destiny, right? But as he ends the journal, that it's like, you know, a destiny that I thought I chose, but in reality it chose me.
Okay.
Very dark and foreboding for Batman. So Batman is now trying to get to the forge of Hephaestus, the Greek god, right? And he's fighting a griffin. And Wonder Woman shows up and calms the griffin down, and she's like, okay, like, what are you doing here? Like, why would you not contact me if you're going to show up here? Now, of course, how did Batman even get there? Like, he's mortal, and he's going to the Forge of Hephaestus. And then I realized, when we last saw him, he was with the freaking multiverse tower. And so maybe he used that to, like, jump around to get there. Mm-hmm. So Wonder Woman's there. I have so many comments of the artwork, but I'm going to be nice and keep them to myself this time. Because, like, all the women, like, do not look like they're written. I mean, they're drawn by John Romita Jr. It's really funny.
Okay.
Like, like you see Batman, he's like full of lines and clunky, and then like the women are all like smoothed out. It's very funny, but only on the Romita pages because there's a lot of art in here, like this. See, like this is Romita, and there's Batman. There's his Wonder Woman. Like, look how just different she is compared to Batman. Just my thoughts. I'm gonna not be a jerk. He's a very lovely person. I just have never cared for his artwork. So apparently I'm on the split the difference on that one. So anyhow, he goes through the whole thing with Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman is like, you know, I had a dream, and Hephaestus in his war form told me to come to you, and I'm giving you the sword of Apollo that was forged for the original gods. No human should have this, but it's made of the 8th metal. Right? And then later on in Batman's journey, he's searching for the 9th metal, and Talia has it, right? And Talia has it in the form of the Wizard Shazam's dagger. Right? And then Batman takes it, goes back to the Batcave where the Joker is speaking the truth, said this is going to get us all killed. You know, Batman can't complete his mission here, can't complete the machine. The whole reason that Duke is here is because Duke is going to light the way. Don't let it happen, don't let it happen, don't let it happen. And he's like, you don't understand. I'm the good guy here. Because, you know, it's the Joker, right? Because the Joker really is trying to stop something horrible from happening.
I absolutely love it when the bad guy thinks they're the good guy.
But he really is.
Those are the best.
But he is.
Yeah,
that's what's sad.
Yeah.
Like, so anyhow, Batman does the whole thing.
That's the joke.
Duke, it is the joke. Duke can see everything in the form of a light construct. Mm-hmm. Green Lantern gives him an emergency ring. He puts everything together with the emergency Green Lantern ring using his willpower. Batman sits in the device to like complete the work. And this is where like Hawkman's words are like overlaying. Mm-hmm. And like, so Batman, what did you see? What did you see? And he's like, I only saw darkness. You know, and then it cuts to the darkness and these creatures, and they're like, the dark knights will rise, and with them the true father of Batman. And, like, that's our cliffhanger.
Whoa.
So, very good. Big woo. Big woo on this book.
Nice.
So, and I gave you guys almost the whole story. But totally go out and pick it up. It's going to be huge. It's good. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. But I guess it is what it is.
All right. Well, this is a book from last week. I read Darth Vader #3. And this, again, picks up with Darth Vader is out on this mission to find his Kyber crystal to create his
new
lightsaber. And so he.
Can I just say I just love what's happening on the cover right there.
This, let me tell you, and you know how some covers will have artwork on the cover
that means
and it's nothing. This
is
in the book. Like that is in the book. So
is it savage? Is it raw Force versus raw Jedi?
So
I hope
it's So Vader's looking for a Jedi who escaped Order 66 or was not a Jedi at that time, and he finds this guy, and I forget his name. It's like Nullfla, And this guy took the bearish vow, which is you leave the order and you sort of like go off and do your own thing. You don't affect matters of the Jedi one way or the other, or matters of the Force one way or the other. You simply live within the Force and you wait for sort of your it's almost like long-term life meditation. Mm-hmm. You wait for that to complete before you return to the order. Like you have to learn something. And so this guy's been doing this, and he senses he's like living on a mountaintop, like a space Tibetan mountaintop in a monastery with him and this droid who he basically spends his days using the Force to put Padawan puzzles together, like physical like puzzles together, while he's fighting this droid who has fought hundreds of Jedis at this temple, who is trained with them. And so that's how he spends his days. And then he feels Vader at the space station found the coordinates for this guy, and he goes off to find him. And this guy feels him coming. He feels this darkness coming, and he says, "Ready the defenses." And then the next thing you see is Vader's approaching in his sleek ship, and the robot droid is like, "There's projectiles coming our way, and heading towards us." And
Vader's droid.
Like, Vader's droid on the ship, the one who argues with him all the time. Yeah. And he says, Vader's like, "Well, what is it? Is it ships? Is it missiles?" And he goes, he says something like, "It's art." And then it cuts to it's the Padawan puzzles the guy was putting together. He forced through at Vader's ship, blows up the engine, and forces Vader to land. So this guy's no joke, right? So then Vader comes up and he says, and the guy's like, he's like, "Did you do it?" He realizes, he can tell just by the Force that he killed all the Jedi. Like when he felt all the Jedi die, he realizes this is the guy who did it, and he knows that he's there to take his lightsaber. I mean, this guy is strong.
So many Jedi. We should emphasize.
Yes, so
because there's a few survivors out there.
And then he says, "But you didn't do it alone. You must have a master." And he says, and so this Jedi says, "Once I destroy you, I'm coming after your master." And then he says, "Up at the top of this mountain are these old, like there's this old Jedi trial where you would have to go up this mountain, and each challenge would get harder and harder." And he goes, "I'll await you up there." And so the guy goes up, and Vader makes his way up, and he's got to all of a sudden these giant birds attack him, so he's got to fight through his birds. And Vader doesn't have a lightsaber at this point, obviously, because he's living.
Like I said, just him and the Force.
So
sounds awesome.
Meanwhile, this Jedi and his droid, his parrying droid, are up on the top, and the parrying droid is like, "All right, he's on the bridge. Do you want me to destroy the bridge?" And he's like, "No, let him come." And then he's like, "Do you want me to make this challenge harder and this challenge harder?" And he goes, "No, let him come." And so he waits for Vader to come, and then they fight. And meanwhile, Vader has gone through all of these challenges, and like his leg is now, like the boot of his leg is like ripped off, so it's just mechanical leg. And he gets up there, and they start fighting, and he knocks the Jedi down, and then the droid comes after him, and the droid says, "Don't worry, Master, I'll destroy him." And the droid literally takes 2 steps towards him, and Vader just like rips the droid apart and then steals his vibro sword, and then starts to fight the Jedi. And it is savage, and Vader is not the most savage one in this fight. And the book ends with this guy, he says, "You got a lot to think about on your way down," and he throws him off the mountain after he's like broken his leg, his robotic leg. And so this is like a challenge for Vader. Like Vader has got to he's got to rise above all this, and he's got to really be powerful to take this guy out.
Which is okay. So that's great writing, but at the exact same time, it's from the perspective of our villain.
It's so crazy. It's like, who am I rooting for? Like,
I mean, right? I mean, well,
Vader's gonna make it out of this.
Exactly.
You assume, but it's not gonna be easy.
And then you feel bad for the other guy because he's not gonna make it out of this.
He's kind of a jerk, though.
I know, but the right reason.
He savages Vader. Like, he literally savages Vader. I couldn't believe it.
On the other hand, I'm sure this is how Vader learned to be more savage.
It's I mean, this guy seriously takes him down, and it was pretty good. So this series right now is a huge woo for me because they are doing things. They're creating. they're taking Vader and they're telling the story the right way.
But it's not just Vader. Vader, Leia, and Star Wars titles are all excellent in my opinion. I wasn't crazy about Lando, and I wasn't crazy about Poe Dameron's. I feel like Poe Dameron's is afraid. Like I could feel the fear of the writers.
I think what it is with that one, I'm assuming anyway, is that he's such a new character, and his story still has a lot to be told. Whereas Vader is done. I mean, everything on screen that's happened with Vader probably has happened. Rogue One was his last outing. I doubt we'll ever see him on screen again. Other than possibly Anakin in a force as a Force ghost. They might do Force backs again like they did in Force Awakens, but
we might get another side story movie. I mean, Rogue One is a one shot. Han Solo's movie is a one shot. Is Ron Howard working on that?
Oh, you didn't know?
He is, right?
Oh, they fired the two directors. They fired Chris Lord and Phil Miller.
That's okay.
Chris Miller and Phil Lord.
So I am sad to hear that, but Ron Howard's Twitter this morning was on fire.
Yes, because he posted a picture of the monitor.
My phone was on fire, right? Because the monitor was hyperspace, and it's like the whole crew.
No, the monitor. Well, no, the monitor had Lando on the Falcon, in the Falcon.
Right, but you saw what I saw with the hyperspace behind them, right? It doesn't matter. The whole point is, did you see the hyperspace one? You didn't see the hyperspace one?
No, all I saw was Ron Howard took a picture of his monitors, saying he's lining up his monitors for Video Village, and on it was a frame of Lando in the cockpit of the Falcon bending down, like getting ready to like take the controls or something. Like,
this is crazy. Donald Glover, this is his year. Boy, Donald Glover is making that Disney money, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He really is. In Spider-Man, in this, he's all over it.
It's great. So
fire this morning. So excited.
Yeah, and as more news of that comes out, we can talk more about the Han Solo movie. Thanks, Matt. And Rob, I did want to mention, unfortunately, I Hate Fairyland is not featured this week, although a new issue did come out this week. But
who makes I Hate Fairyland?
Image. It's an Image book.
Okay.
It's very good, by the way, too. And I'll get caught up on it, or maybe we'll have Rob on. Rob, you can come on and talk about it a little bit. But a new issue did come out today. Unfortunately, Rob, the uncensored title issues did not come in. So those they were out, or they were on our invoice, but they didn't get shipped for some reason. So it'll probably be a couple more weeks before those.
You crucified Diamond, and you get your stuff. I have no mercy for them. They're a monopoly, okay, and you should get what you need.
I'll get it. The guy's very nice because I just email him and say, "Hey, you missed this," and he's like, "All right, I put these in. They'll come as soon as they're available." Mm-hmm. So
until something's no longer available, that's how you make enemies with me.
All right. So next up, you read The Flash,
number
issue 26.
This is part 2 of oh my god. Well, I'm gonna have to open it so I can remember. Yeah, you know what's funny? I reread these before the show to like have everything fresh. But this is part 2.
And this came out
Running Scared. It was right.
This came out today or last week?
This is from last week. So this is part 2 of Running Scared. Very briefly, part 1 of Running Scared. Him and Iris are together. Reverse Flash exposes him to Iris as Barry. Iris is mortified, and then he drags them both to the future. It's like, you guys have to see this. Wahaha. So we cut to the future, and we meet future Barry and future Iris, who are hanging out inside the Flash Museum. Mm-hmm. And he tells Iris, you don't even know if you're safe here. They haven't touched the Flash Museum yet, and we don't know why. And of course, you see purple whirling tornadoes in the background of Central City, and Central City is just, devastated, right? And it's because of the Tornado Twins, Don and Dawn Allen, Barry's children. Because Barry is an absentee father in the future, and so they turned into rogues. So, and so from the outskirts of town, present Barry and Iris are watching and horrified, and And Reverse Flash is like, the last time I went home to the 25th century, I was in the Flash Museum, and he goes, no one knows the Flash like I know the Flash. And he was like discovering a new chapter in your favorite book. All of a sudden, I saw that your children have become rogues, because who would have known that you were going to be an absentee father? Because he goes, Barry Allen, your Flash's greatest enemy is himself. You're no good at CSI. You're no good at being a husband, at being an uncle. You're always late. You're never there. You miss everything. You miss their first steps. You miss their first words. You miss their holidays, because you always choose to be the Flash. And so Iris starts crying because he's like, Iris, and she's like, no, Barry. Because of course all she could think about is every time he lied, every time he was late. Over and over and over, playing in her head, because he was off being busy being the Flash, and all of it was a lie, and now she knows the truth. So he's like, I can take you away from all of this. I can take you somewhere safe, Flash. He goes, fine, take Iris home, protect her, make a deal, and take me wherever. So they go running through the Speed Force, and he ditches Barry in the negative Speed Force, and then goes back to Iris in the future Flash Museum. So she starts looking at all the rogues' weapons, and is like, I gotta pick one because I'm clearly in danger. So she grabs this like black gravity gun that from a few issues ago, that she had actually in the present she had encountered, and she goes, this thing's gotta still work because it was one of the most recent adventures, so it's gotta be one of the newest artifacts in the museum. Mm-hmm. So she has it, and he starts talking to her, Reverse Flash, and tormenting her. And she goes, you promised, Barry, you weren't going to hurt me. He's like, hey, I can lie too. The Flash always lies. And out comes Flash, full of negative Speed Force energy, and knocks Reverse Flash out of the way. And of course, Reverse Flash is looking. He's like, what did you do, Barry? You're beautiful. Because, of course, Barry's like all monstrous Speed Force energy because it's negative Speed Force energy. And, of course, that's her cliffhanger for this issue. But the art was Howard Porter. The colors by Hi-Fi. The writer is Joshua Williamson. And it was pretty good. And it's part 2. Maybe it's moving a little deep compressed for me, but it's okay. Yeah. Like, I give it a woo. I give it a mid-sized woo.
A mid-sized woo.
Yeah, a soft woo.
A soft woo?
A soft woo.
A soft woo.
I got a super hard woo for later.
All right, so our last comic today, I read Bettie Page #1 that came out today. This is from Dynamite Entertainment. And when I first heard about this, I got super excited because this is the story of Secret Agent Bettie Page. Okay, so this is
it's like those Adam West stories.
It's so cool. So it takes place. I guess right before her career. And it's supposed to like intermix with like her real life career, but in the introduction here it says that her secret diary was discovered hidden amongst her possessions, and that the federal government has declassified it, and so they gave it to David Avallone to write. And this is the product that we get. We get this comic, and it starts off right before she gets famous, and she's at a photo shoot, and she gets these FBI guys or G-men come in, or guys in suits, and she refers to them as G-men, so I'm assuming they're FBI. And they come in, and then she escapes. Still dressed in her like photograph outfit, and her like modeling costume, and then she ends up escaping, and she finds this guy who says, "Look, if you need a place to like cool off, like get out of the spotlight, come with me to California." She's doing photography in New York City. He says, "Come with me to California, be my assistant," and he's basically like a Howard Hughes, Howard Stark type of character who has.
He's drawn very Stark-like.
He's very Stark. He's very Stark-like. Let me see if I can hold that up. He looks very Stark, very Howard Stark-like. And he's got this, they call it the compound, where these like artists and scientists live, and they have parties and stuff. And then in the daytime, they work at this this science building. And the whole while she's there, and they keep referring to this assistant that this guy had, and how the assistant just disappeared one day. And so she can't get this out of her head. So she's like, well, maybe I'll do some investigating, because she has a lot of downtime on her hands because this guy doesn't need her that much. And so in her desk, which used to be this previous assistant's desk, she finds a full bottle of Chanel No. 5. And she's like, well, that doesn't seem right. Why would this girl who decided to leave not take this expensive bottle of perfume with her? Something's not right here. And so she asked this sleazy guy that works with her, Dan, like, did anything strange happen right before she disappeared? And she's like, and he goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, she was asking about building number 8 and this project we were working on, and it's some fancy whatever modulator thing. And he's like, I'm about to leave. Do you want me to take you over there? And she's like, sure. And so she's like, hang on, I just gotta do something in my boss's office. So she goes into his office and she writes a note that she's going to building 8 with Dan, and that she doesn't trust him. And then she comes out, and Dan goes, oh, before we go, I just have one question. Does this rag smell like chloroform to you? And she puts it in. And it's funny because her diary, her voiceover is like, at the time I didn't know what chloroform smelled like, but now I do. And it smelled exactly like chloroform. So then she wakes up, and she's tied down. And there's these guys in like robes, and they're about to do some weird sacrifice, but with this like scientific equipment. And then she realizes that the cavalry's late, that her boss hasn't shown up yet. So she has to fight her way out of it while she's tied down on this thing. And she ends up successfully fighting them until the cavalry shows up, and then she gets out of it. And in the middle of everything, she's going out on auditions, because now she's out in Hollywood. So she's got on auditions, and then she finds out that she's gonna be queen. She's gonna be queen of the space commies in the new movie Invasion of the Space Commies. And so that's leads into the next issue where we're gonna find more of her adventures going in there. But it was yeah, go ahead. It was written by David Avallone. The art is by Colton Worley. And the artwork is great. I mean, I really enjoyed the artwork. It's got that sort of like 30s style, pencil and paint type of artwork. It's nice. The writing is pretty good. As far as the first issue goes, I thought it was really good. It was a little.
It sounds very involved for a first issue, that's for sure.
It really is. There's a lot of. It was a little. The setup, the whole how she gets involved with this guy and gets out to California was a little forced, I felt. But after that, once she's out there, it's funny. I could sort of imagine this as what it reminded me of is Mad Men. Like that style. I could see this as an AMC Mad Men era spy thriller.
Hopefully they
TV
pick it
show.
up. And do it.
It's amazing. It's so good. The artwork's decent. The writing is good so far. I'm definitely going to get the next issue. So it was a big woo for me. I really enjoyed it, and I sort of I like the idea that they're taking this sort of pinup girl that a lot of people have known, for the last 70 years, and they're turning into this really cool heroine who clearly, when she's against the ropes, knows how to take care of herself and do it in heels, and which is more than a lot of guys can do. So
I'm gonna say so much more on that later. Wrapping up the comic section, I just want to say. Adam and a lot of other people have mentioned are not covering Marvel.
Yes. And
just have pity on us, because it's not easy. Marvel's done a lot of point ones, number ones, relaunches. There were just times I just was unable to purchase comics. I'm very lost with where Marvel is right now, who Marvel is right now. Had last week not been so upside down for me, I was gonna reread Fall of the Mutants and just tell everybody about the trade. I never got around to that, so I'm very sorry. because it is one of my favorite storylines. So I was going to go back a little bit just to like offer you guys something. So when Marvel Legacy comes out and we see some more number ones and some relaunches and whatever, so you can expect more Marvel from us, but probably later.
We'll definitely do some Marvel Legacy lead up stuff, some more in depth on that. I almost picked up Invincible Iron Man that came out this week, but it's in the middle of a story arc, so I didn't want to get too involved. But I tend to skim Infamous Iron Man and Invincible Iron Man. I flip through them at least because
I'm fascinated by Infamous Iron Man, by the way.
I really am. I may pull the trigger and just start reading it from issue 1 because it's only like 6 or 7 issues in, and similar to Invincible Iron Man. And I saw that the stories are starting to cross, and so I'm interested to see how that all plays out because I just find it fascinating that you have these two very different Iron Men / Rhea Williams running around and seeing that and Rhea's story looks exciting too, and so I really have been wanting to jump into that, but so we'll definitely pick up some Marvel stuff soon enough. We promise.
Yes.
But we keep it real in the Marvel movies.
Yes, we do.
All right. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and move on to what did we watch. And I think we've got 2. Well, so we'll talk about a trailer that we just watched, and we'll talk about the Infinity War stuff. But first up, let's talk about
A Wrinkle
in Time. Now, let me ask you this, Cliff. Have you ever read the book?
I did, and like you would think that it would have been required reading or something, but it wasn't.
Because it's out there.
Yeah, it is, and I got around to it eventually, and I don't remember being like very in love with it, and I have a couple of biases against it, so like it's just like but I am living for this,
right.
Living for this interpretation, living.
So what did you think of the trailer?
Oh my God! What do you mean when I think of the trailer? I'm living for that trailer. Oprah is God. The heavens have opened. Oh my God!
We have a picture of Oprah in the movie. So we have a picture of Oprah in the movie. This is Oprah in the movie. Now she plays.
Look at this! It's Super Saiyan Oprah. I am going to see Super Saiyan Oprah.
Super Saiyan Oprah. I love that. I love that.
Look.
I love that. So I watched this trailer twice because
only twice. I've watched it like 18 times.
So here's the thing. I watched it and it's from and I love that they say visionary director Ava DuVernay.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So Ava DuVernay did her last film was Selma. Mm-hmm. Very serious topic.
Yep.
Very the march in Alabama. Very serious topic, and she had some talks with Disney. And
Clearly, some big talks.
And she was offered Black Panther.
That was where I was going with this. 2018. Oh my God. It's going to be out of control.
So she was offered Black Panther.
This is the month after Black Panther. You realize that, right?
I know.
I can't even.
And I think, and I'm very excited that she turned down Black Panther to do this. And I think, and it may have been a scenario. I'm assuming it's a scenario where they were like, "So we have 2 projects that we're thinking of."
Right, probably because it's Disney and Marvel.
Projects.
I mean, why not?
What would you? We'll have some meetings. Can you do some pitches? Like, what interests you? And she's like, "Oh, I'll do Wrinkle in Time." Oh my God! And the song choice. I couldn't get
Sweet
the song
Dreams?
out of my head.
I can't either.
Either.
This guy Eric I know wrote a quick article on how he can't deal with this. He's like, oh my God, that song is like heaven, and I died right then and there. And he goes, now I'm in heaven's waiting room, still watching the trailer, and guess what they're playing in the waiting room? That version of Sweet Dreams.
It's I've never read the book. I've never seen the movie. The only thing I know of the story is basically what they tell you in the trailer. This guy creates.
They're her father.
Her father creates
Tesseract technology,
time travel, space travel, dimensional travel.
Dimensional travel that he may have discovered. Yes.
And he's gone missing, and so his daughter. And is that siblings or friends, or there's three. It looks like three.
One is her
three
sibling.
youngsters.
That boy should be her friend. And yeah. Oh my God. It's pretty. It's very interesting and certainly very coming of age. I don't know what to expect from the movie, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But there are these three women who like,
and they're each like not gods, but they're like
they're goddesses in themselves. They're not really.
I mean, it's Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, and
Mindy Kaling. Oh my God!
They all look amazing. They all look
do.
absolutely
I'm
amazing.
so excited. Mindy Kaling, Reese and Mindy don't get to say nothing, but Mindy just takes them glasses off. Oh my God, it was fabulous.
So the second time I watched this, I showed it to my wife, and she watched it, and she was like, eh, and I was like, so that's Mindy Kaling, who she loves, and she's like, really? I was like, yeah, and that's Reese Witherspoon. And she's like, what? And then she started getting into it, and I was like, yeah.
Reese Witherspoon turning in her best Julianne Moore. I don't even know. I'm dying. I love it. I'm there. I am at the theater. I am pre-purchasing the tickets. I am so with it. I'm in this theater. I'm at that movie. I'm done. That and Black Panther, I'm there.
Great.
I can hardly breathe. How about the darkness is approaching them and the girl,
the only thing faster than light is darkness. I was like, what a great line.
The girl, our lead female, she does the safety hand to the boy. She's like, oh no, stand back.
And the diversity.
And I was like, okay, we're getting to the diversity. But just the fact that we have more women saying, stand back, Steve Trevor, hold up, let the woman handle it. I was so happy. I'm happy for days. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Super Saiyan Oprah is everything. Woo! And now we're going to get to something also exciting and fun.
So tell me, I'm just curious because I'm not really clear.
You're not clear?
I'm not clear. Did you enjoy this trailer?
I enjoyed the trailer so much. I want it to be nominated for an Oscar for itself for 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
for the trailer.
For the 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
So I'm still not hearing. Am I hearing a woo or am I hearing a boo?
You know why you can't hear the woo? Because it actually traveled to the heavens dimension, and it's like away from us. The woo is so loud.
It's gone in another dimension.
All right, and it has to actually come back and circle and come through my spirit. That's how powerful.
Gotcha. Okay.
Woo! See?
I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Even in there, it's great. You're
all right. Okay. So let's talk about.
Are those dates still legit?
Avengers. They are still legit.
Okay.
They are still legit. Although it's not part 1 and part 2 anymore. It is Avengers Infinity War from May 2018, and then the title of the 4th Avengers film coming in 2019 is said to be a spoiler for this movie.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of people that are speculating that it's going to be Avengers Disassembled.
Okay, I guess. But first of all, I feel like we already did Avengers Disassembled in Civil War. I feel like it was just a giant package.
I agree, but okay, so let's talk about what was shown. So did you watch the panel?
No, I didn't watch the panel. I got the highlight, and we know what the highlight is.
Hang on. Let me set this up because I want to recreate the excitement that people who were there
really, because come on, you can get it on YouTube to get the excitement.
But listen. This is what happened. You're gonna think this is amazing because imagine yourself in that auditorium, okay? No. Kevin. Well, I'm gonna imagine myself there, and you can be with me or not.
First of all, do you really imagine yourself there? Do you know how horrible those places are? You know, the crowds, the heat,
yes,
the
I went
lights.
to Star Wars Celebration.
God, was your head spinning half the time?
I spent one day. I was at the convention for 13 hours, and I stood in line for 10 of those hours.
Okay, see, I'm not even talking about staying in line. I'm talking about being in the hustle and bustle. These things, horrible. Right. And then I go, why? Why when the internet is waiting for me? I'm sorry.
This is true. However, I thought that what they did was very special, and I want to talk about it.
Okay. I believe you.
So Kevin Feige comes out, okay, and he introduces like 2/3 of the cast of Infinity War, okay. He introduces Spider-Man. He introduces like a bunch of the B-list characters.
Please tell me about that. Who are our B-listers? Is it people like what? Like Pepper Potts?
No.
Okay. Are they people from Marvel Netflix?
No.
Of course not. So, all right, I could care less. I'm the most exciting person.
Not
so
the
far.
headliners. Not the headliners.
All right, well, what? Rhodey? I mean, like what?
Rhodey, I would say, was the last
Of the Bs or the As?
Of the B-listers. And
Okay,
then,
so
and then
Falcon.
I don't know if he was there, but it was like Drax and
Oh, okay.
Gamora. You know, I don't even remember. Nebula.
Okay. Love her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're all fantastic. Anyway, so he introduces them. Then he introduces the main people like Chris Hemsworth, Benedict Cumberbatch. I think Chris Hemsworth was there. Anyway, he culminates and Tom Holland, and then he culminates with Robert Downey Jr. He brings him out. So they whatever. Then they bring out I think Joe Russo. Mm-hmm. You know, of the Russo brothers, directing Infinity War, directed Civil War, directed Winter Soldier. And he says, you know, what an amazing, you know, culmination this is going to be. The 10 years of movies, blah, 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 blah. Then he says, so, you know, we want to show you guys a 10-year retrospective of, you know, of everything that's culminated up until this point. He basically sells it as this is a video of the last 10 years of Marvel. Mm-hmm. So they show this video of the last 10 years of Marvel. And it basically primarily sticks around the Infinity Stones and how they've affected, you know, everything and stuff. And
it's using movie clips or there's narration to it?
Movie clips. And it's all movie clips that we've seen. Then all of a sudden, with no warning whatsoever, as the video is playing, it cuts to a scene of the Guardians flying through space. And then people start saying to themselves, I don't remember this scene. And then there's a body floating through space. And they're like, I don't remember this at all. And then the body hits the windshield. And they bring the body in, and they revive the body, and it's Thor. And Thor's like, who are you guys? And they're like, who are you? And they're like, well, we're on this mission to go to this place because some bad stuff is going to happen. And then it cuts to...
that almost feels like a spoiler of something that happened in Thor Ragnarok.
Well, yeah, spoiler alert. So then it does this scenes of... And forgive me, I don't have the exact order, but basically there's shots of Iron Man in a sleeker suit. There's shots of Spider-Man, of Peter Parker on a bus, and the hairs on his arms stand up. He gets a Spidey sense.
Oh, I'm so hoping we get Spider sense.
And he looks. I think he's definitely going to have it in Avengers War. And
or
you know what's funny
Discovery.
is I rewatched Civil War, and he actually mentions. He says when Tony says you dress up in this, the old costume with the goggles. Yep. And he says, you can see through that? And he goes, well, when what happened, it's like everything turned up to 11, and that helps me focus. So it's implied that, like...
Yeah, but he doesn't have, like, the classic Spidey sense.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get that in Avengers Infinity War.
So then it shows, like, Steve Rogers emerged from the shadows, and he's got a full beard. And he's nothing to do with Captain America. It shows the Falcon... It shows, what was the other thing it showed? It showed something else, and then...
Black Widow, I would hope.
Oh, yeah, and she's blonde. Mm-hmm. And then it
that's
showed...
funny, because there's two Black Widows mainstream in the comics, and one is blonde.
And and then it shows... Benedict Cumberbatch. It shows Doctor Strange, and he's like, creating these platforms, and Star-Lord is jumping on the platform, shooting at something, and Bucky's right behind him. And then it shows, some other fight stuff or whatever. And then it shows Thanos taking Spider-Man and slamming him into the ground. And then it shows Iron Man holding, Peter's head. And Peter saying, Mr. Stark, I'm so sorry. Or whatever. And then it culminates with Thanos has the gauntlet with two stones, the power gem and the space gem. Presumably, because those are the two in space. Mm-hmm. The power gem is at the Nova Corps.
Yep.
And the space gem is inside the Tesseract at the Asgard vault with the gauntlet.
Right.
So presumably that's the first one he gets, and that's how he travels from place to place to get what he needs. Then he has the power gem. So he's got the two gems. He reaches up, he grabs a moon, and he punches the Avengers with a moon.
That's fun.
And the crowd loses it.
Of course. Punches the Avengers with a moon. I mean, not Earth's moon, just a moon.
No, I think they're at some other celestial planet body or something fighting him. I'm assuming it's the prelude to what Tony sees in that image
of the Avengers
from Age of Ultron. The Avengers just splayed out, for whatever. So, is that different than what you read? That's
No, the big thing that I heard about was the announcement of the Black Order.
Oh yeah,
That Thanos' gang
Yep.
is going to be
from Hickman's Infinity Run.
Yes, from Hickman's Infinity Run is going to be front and center
Yep.
and present
And
beating the crap out of people.
They unveiled the thing, and in fact, somebody noticed that in that screen cap that set photo from weeks ago, months ago, or whatever, the one where Doctor Strange is fighting some guy in a mocap suit. Written on the mocap suit, it was EB.Ma, Ebony Ma,
Yep.
and like nobody picked it up until like more recently. But I think that's amazing. I think that's fantastic. I mean, Proxima Midnight,
Super
I mean,
Giants.
this is gonna be insane.
Yep.
Like, so what do you think about this?
Each of them is first of all, I don't even know how they get anywhere near Thanos. Because he uses them. He uses his order that he created to seek out the gems for him. Each one of them could take on their own team of Avengers. So I can only imagine, like, the chaos that'll ensue. The only way for this to just get to epic proportions of threats is Thanos has to complete the gauntlet. So I just picture just the Avengers and allies just trying their hardest and just getting their butts handed to them. And maybe the Nova Corps is holding tight to that one gem.
But he has it in the gauntlet in that scene.
That means that the opening
It's
scene
done.
that means
I
the
think
opening
he
scene of
gets
that
it-
movie is bad.
I think he gets it before he gets to Earth. I think he gets the space gem. He gets the
Well,
gauntlet.
from what you
puts the
told
space
me,
gem on
from what
it,
you told me,
goes to Nova
he
Corps.
hasn't been to Earth. From what you told me, all these scenes do not take place on Earth.
Oh, that's true. But what I think is, I think he gets the gauntlet. He immediately walks into the other room of the Asgardian vault, grabs the Tesseract. He slaps on...
What Tesseract do you think is there?
The Tesseract is in the Asgardian vault. Because at the end of Thor: The Dark World...
Oh, right. They took it. Right,
Volstagg...
right.
Well, so at the end of Avengers...
Yeah.
Right. Thor takes the
and Loki,
Tesseract and Loki back.
Yes.
And then at the end of Thor 2... The
end of Thor 2,
they have the Aether.
Yeah, and they give
And
it
they
to
go to the Collector, and they say and the Collector says, "Why not keep it in the vault in Asgard?" And Volstagg says, "Well, we already have the Tesseract. It's unwise to keep two Infinity Stones so close together."
Yeah. In the meantime, this guy has 2 on his own, and he wants all 5. The Collector.
Right. So, hey Joe, what's up? So this stuff was not released at San Diego Comic-Con. This was actually at the D23 Expo last weekend, and I'm assuming that the video that we described is also going to be shown at.
I hope it's going to be at San Diego Comic-Con.
And I'm hoping, because we're less than a year away from this movie, and the only movie between now and then is Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to do a big push for Thor Ragnarok at San Diego Comic-Con, and I think they're going to release the first trailer. I think they're going to release this trailer after people watch it at San Diego. I'm getting chills just thinking about watching.
You know
this
what I'm
with
thinking?
my own eyes.
What?
So I think Thanos,
I am thinking the end credit moment for Thor Ragnarok might be the first trailer for Infinity War. Because remember there was one other movie that did this to us, which gave us the trailer for the Avengers.
Sort of.
Yeah, it was Captain America. At the end of
But here's the thing. No. You know what it's going to be? We're going to get the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
We're going to be talking about it on the show next week.
Yeah.
Okay. That scene where Thor hits the windshield of the Guardians is the post-credit scene of Thor Ragnarok.
Maybe.
I bet you that's, or something similar to that.
Maybe.
And I think.
I feel like that's giving us too much.
Possibly. I mean, especially if it's in the trailer, then then it might not be as the post-credit scene. But I think there will be some button at the end of Thor Ragnarok that will clue us into the introduction of what's going to happen.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to multiple things. I mean, a lot of people didn't even pay attention to the post-credit scenes of Guardians of the Galaxy. That the Game Master is being played by
Grandmaster is being played
Grandmaster.
by Jeff Goldblum.
Right, and Jeff Goldblum is in the credits, like
in Thor
dancing.
Ragnarok.
And in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. And no one notices that, but he's there. He's just dancing, and it's Jeff Goldblum in character. You know?
You sure?
I am so sure because I was screaming at the theater, and I saw that one twice too.
You sure that's not David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of stuff there, but definitely Jeff Goldblum is in those credits.
I'll have to rewatch that as soon.
It'll be available digitally soon or something. But anyhow, I just feel like they have a history of sneaking things to us. I feel like we're gonna have something snuck to us, very interesting. Or because we're shifting through phases. Like I said, they did it once upon a time with us at the end of Captain America. It's like boom, the Avengers are coming. I feel like that's probably gonna be at the end of Thor Ragnarok. It's like, hey, we had a lot of fun. This was a good movie, wasn't it, guys? And then Thanos is coming.
Yeah, but the thing is that Captain America came out a year before the Avengers. Thor Ragnarok's only coming out 6 months before.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But I think we're gonna get our first Infinity War trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. I think it's gonna be they did a special show screening of it at D23 because they lock that down. No, have you seen a leak of that?
No, of course. It's only been what people said.
And so I think at San Diego Comic-Con, they're going to release the trailer after they show it there. And then they're going to do a big Thor Ragnarok push. And then I think Thor Ragnarok is going to be, I think they're going to show us more details of different stuff. Like I think, maybe something with the Collector, maybe something with the Grand Master and the Collector. That would be cool, or something like that. Jeff in the chat is saying that that speaking of Thor 3, that Led Zeppelin almost never gives the rights
to their music.
To their music to be used and stuff.
Yeah, and they threaten everybody.
Yeah,
They're like, hey, just because you're running for senator of California doesn't give you the right to use our music. Yeah, they really go after people.
So that's pretty cool. So
I bet the check was good too.
Marvel does not skimp on that stuff, probably. But,
no, not with that Disney money.
Yeah. So
that Super Saiyan Oprah Disney money. When you
Super
got
Saiyan
enough
Oprah
money
Disney
to make
movie.
Super Saiyan Oprah, you got all the money there is. Disney and Amazon are going to rule the world soon. Watch out.
I'm sure. I mean, I hope the entire world becomes like Disney World. Happiest place on earth.
Disney and Amazon combo. It's going to be the happiest place on earth where half the time you're working and sending out drones to deliver to other people.
So what did we think about this information about it?
I'm very excited.
Woo, boo.
I'm holding.
You're good.
I'm holding.
That's a good response.
Yeah.
I, however, am a glutton for this stuff, and I'm going to give it a woo because I am just like, you know that feeling you got when you realized an Avengers movie was coming, and they were putting all of these characters onto one screen at the same time from all these different movies.
And then did the most
never been done before, and the movie, and then right, like the tension was palpable, and everybody wanted to see it. I never thought that we could have that excitement level again. And they're doing it again.
Well,
with
it's
Infinity War.
Thanos because everybody wants Thanos is like the horrifying big bad. It's just like if DC gave us Darkseid too soon. These are like the big bads.
Did I call you Jeff? Did I call Joe Jeff?
I think you might have called him Jeff. Oh, I see Martin. Martin,
Martin.
hang in there, Martin, because we're gonna open those Heroclix.
Yes, in just mere moments, we're gonna open. We're gonna crack a brick.
I wish we had brought the starter down.
Yeah. Well.
Oh well. We got something for next time.
All right. So that's a huge woo for me. Let's move on to what did we play? Yeah. Now this past Sunday we did we had a police theme. Yep. And I built a team, and if I called you Jeff Joe, I obviously apologize. I'm sorry. We were just talking about Jeff Goldblum.
Okay. I can't see from here, Joe. I'm sorry.
You're cooler than Jeff Goldblum, and Jeff Goldblum's awesome.
I mean, okay, Joe, you and Jeff Goldblum are uniquely different cool.
So Joe actually is hopefully going to be, whatever. Joe is hopefully going to be joining us at New York Comic Con. And we're going to be at New York Comic Con, so if you guys are going to be there, you should hit us up. I'm hopefully going to be there for all 4 days, and we're hoping that you're going to be there for all 4 days.
I'm there for 3 of the days.
We're going to try to get you there for the 4th.
I'm going to try and be there for the 4th. I really hope it's a work trip.
It might be a work trip.
Right. I want to be there.
I don't want to say anything until it's confirmed.
Right. And if we're not there as a work trip, I'm going to make you suffer and turn it into a partial work trip.
Okay, fine. That's fine. But Joe is also going to be down there joining us, hopefully. So we're very excited about that. And thank you for all your help, Joe. So we played Police Team. I love the police keyword. I own 3 GCPD cruisers.
Scum.
And I love playing them. I love putting Jim Gordon in one of them, or the GCPD guys, and cuffing to the bumper and clearing the streets and just, ramming people, whatever, it takes. And that piloted dial is long.
Who were your pilots? Jim Gordon and...
So here's my team. So my team was... So first off, I built a team and I couldn't get it to work. I oftentimes liked... It was a 300-point game. No resources, no relics. And I oftentimes like to play Banshee on the team, because he's that super rare Banshee from the Deadpool set is super good. And I oftentimes like to play the 66 Batman, at like 50 or 75 points, whatever, 100 points. I couldn't quite get a team to work, and so I settled on 1 GCPD cruiser on the piloted dial. Sergeant Gordon. See, now normally
Sergeant Gordon gives free movement, doesn't he?
No. Normally you want to play Lieutenant Gordon.
Okay.
The uncommon from The Dark Knight Rises, because he's the one that gives the free movement at his. There's 3 of them from that set, and 2 of them give free movement, and they do some weird stuff. But basically, or maybe I'm thinking of the GCPD motorcycle. But anyway, the free movement one is and I didn't think I owned that one, so I didn't build a team with it.
And you should.
But it turned out I did own it. But I used Sergeant Gordon, who he has this really cool power. So first off, he's 50 points. The Lieutenant Gordon is 68 points. So I'm saving 18 points, right? The Sergeant Gordon has this awesome power that says when he makes a ranged attack, after the action resolves, if you give him a ranged combat action, after the action resolves, you may make a second ranged attack for free. So that's pretty good. The other thing is he has a trait that says when he starts to turn adjacent to a character who can use charge, running shot, and power enhancement, well, not empower because that wasn't out by then, but basically a bunch of supporty type stuff and running shot, charge, all that stuff. He can use that power for the rest of the turn. So that's pretty good too. So he's great because he comes out later in the game after the GCPD comes. So I had him, I had that. Then I got the convention exclusive purchasable Bomb Batman. And I never played it before, and I was like, I'll throw this on. It's 35 points. And he's got the police keyword. I'll throw him on.
They turn into your MVP.
So here's the thing. So then I put on probably one of my top 5 favorite pieces of all time, Cerise Prime, from the Wolverine and the X-Men set. 60 points, PD team
it's
ability. Cersei.
She's another. It's spelled differently, but it's Lilandra's sister from the Shi'ar.
60 points. She's a prime, so she's the only prime you can play. 60 points. She has a special power that says choose one, and Cersei has that power until you choose again. She starts with enhancement, combat reflexes,
Psychic Blast, I think.
Charge Psychic Blast?
Yeah, Charge Psychic Blast.
Yep, Charge Psychic Blast? No, Running Shot Psychic Blast, because she gets charged later.
Are you sure?
Yep, it's Running Shot.
Because I remember her dial starts very weird.
It's the combat reflexes that throws everybody off.
Okay.
Because it's Running Shot, Psychic Blast, combat reflexes, enhancement. So you could choose Energy Shield Deflection, Blades, Claws, Fangs, or Empower. Okay? So you always choose Energy Shield Deflection first off, because that gives you both of the +2 powers. So either from ranged or close, she's going to get a +2 as long as she's not getting pulse waved. So that's super great. Gives her like a 19 defense, I think. She's got the PD team ability, and she's a flyer. Okay? So super good. So then I said, well, I need another ranged attacker. So I looked up the police keyword, which is a lot of police keywords. And another piece I hadn't played before was the Super Rare Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. For some reason, it's a police keyword. I don't understand. He's a criminal, but whatever. Super good. He's the one.
Which Guardians of the Galaxy? The movie set?
No, the comic book set.
Okay, that makes more sense because he's not really a criminal in the comics.
Sure.
Like he is in the movie.
Right.
a thief. A good heart of gold.
So he has a power. He has a special damage power that says when a character within your range and line of fire makes a roll, you may ignore it and have them rerolled. Now that's really great because that's a special power and not a prob, not probability control. So you can use it for anybody's rolls on anybody's turn as long as it's within range and line of fire.
Yeah. Oh, you got your super senses? Yeah, let's reroll.
Well, that won me the game, too.
Yeah.
That won me my game against Billy. I ended up going 3-0, by the way. It was super exciting.
It was.
And it was a very tough game against Billy, but
Did you claim the prize and lord it over everyone's head?
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I pass by the prize because I get a prize anyway because I'm the tournament organizer.
Good. Because that's what being a good tournament organizer is.
So anyway,
Shade for days.
I had 7 points left, I think, on the team, and we couldn't run relics or resources. Mm-hmm. So I said, I've already got one bomb on this team, and it's Golden Age, by the way, obviously. I've only got one bomb on the team. Let's put the Gamma bomb on there. So then I called my team the Bomb Squad. So the whole strategy
Did Sean
was,
not show up with his anarchy
Sean
bomb
was not
squad?
there, but Sean, you would be proud if you're still in the chat. You would be proud of my bomb team. And so the whole premise is the very first thing I do. So I set up and I played on the Savage Land map, which has the starting areas on one side in little squares. So that way I could place the bomb closer to their side because I could go 5 squares up. So I went 5 squares up and then 8 squares from the edge of the map and put the bomb right there. So it was all on their side. So then what I would do is on my and I had 5 characters. So I had a +5 theme team. So I won map roll every single time and played on that map. So the first thing I would do on my turn is I would make Gordon the pilot of the cop car, and then I would drive out to the middle of the map towards the middle of the map, taking Batman with me, who's holding the bomb. Okay? Then I would leave Cerise and Rocket. Did I go the other way?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Anyway,
I could be wrong, but I vote Cersei.
On the corner, so they could pretty much see out. And I put Rocket at the point and her next to him, so she could see over him if she needed to. So anyway, I put them there. So
We'll have to ask Sean to clarify.
Yeah.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's Cersei.
And just left them. I left them in the starting area because the whole premise is when the opponent moves their team out, I drive up with the cop car and just base all of them. And because Gordon is in the cop car gets plasticity and cuffed to the bumper, which says if they would normally break away or ignore characters for movement, they don't. And they have to break away. And I've got plasticity, so they got to roll a 6 if they don't have any bonuses. Right? So I locked them down in the middle of the map, right next, as close as I can to... Because a lot of times they would go to disarm the Gamma Bomb. Right? So I would lock them down right next to that, and then I would wait and count down the Batman bomb, and then either right before one of the bombs would go off, I would have Batman give the bomb to somebody on their team, and then Jim Gordon would throw the cop car in reverse and drive back out of the bomb's radius. And then on their next turn, one of the bombs would go off and deal 3 damage to everybody. And then if I'm lucky, within the next 2 turns, or at the end of their turn, the other bomb would go off and deal another 3 damage. Meanwhile, I've still got 2 attackers in my starting area ready to snipe them as they approach because they both got, they got a 5 and a 6 range, but still, they've got some really good powers. Penetrating Psychic Blast. Rocket's got an 11 attack, energy explosion with 2 targets. I mean, it's pretty good. And so sure enough, that's what would happen is then I would wait for them to come in and then I would just sniper them out. So Billy was my toughest matchup, obviously, because he's such a good player, and he was playing the new Gray Gage, who has the police keyword, which is pretty cool. And that guy's a fun little figure. I mean, he's not super overpowered, but he's got some cool abilities. So I went 3-0, and declined a prize because I was running the event.
Yeah, the way it should be. He's got that. Yeah, that alliance keyword alliance.
It's
alliance
basically
power.
the Superman ally team
Right.
ability. So, all right. So that was fun. Did you play any clicks this week?
No, so like 2 weeks ago, or 2 Saturdays ago, I should say, I got to play Fury of Dracula, which was very nice.
Okay.
So
this is a
Fantasy Flight game.
A Fantasy Flight game, a deduction game.
Yes, and I wish I had more images. But I'll keep it brief so we can get to the Heroclix. So basically, you have. We had 5 players, so each character you're playing somebody from the novel. You're either playing Dracula or Mina or her husband or I forgot the rich guy's name, and of course Van Helsing, right? So there's this huge map, right?
Yeah.
And there's spots for your cards on the side for Dracula. I play Dracula. Damn, was I good, right? So everyone picks a city on the map that they want to start. Dracula picks a city he wants to start. And then I have a deck of cards that have all the locations. And I start playing that out into these city spaces on the board. And then I also can put a card from my hand to set a trap or set a vampire to speed up, my evolution of conquering as Dracula, right? And also they're trying to find me city to city. When they reach a city, they can find out if I've been there, which could expose a trap, which is great.
So is this a 1 versus all game?
It's a 1 versus all game.
Wow.
And the thing is,
I've been playing a couple of those recently. I really like them.
when you have less people, people have to pick up the slack. So if there's only 2 players, each of them is playing 2 characters.
Gotcha.
And 2 turns, and you're just playing Dracula. And I was just vicious, and I was just like busting out quotes from the book and just trying to torment everybody. And it was good. My biggest problem is, and the same thing happened to Will Wheaton, don't face Mina as Dracula. Mina is like, I faced off against like one of the guys and I tore him up. And I was like, oh, I could take this guy and Mina. No, I could not. Because you have your combat cards and then they have their combat cards, and their combat cards can negate some of your abilities. Horrifying. Needless to say, I made an excellent Dracula. We played for 5 freaking hours. They could not figure out where I was for at least 2-3 hours. I remember we stopped for dinner. They made a lovely pasta ragu. But we stopped for dinner, and they still did not know where I was.
When you picked back up, did you have like red on your face
just
from the
a
pasta?
little,
And you were like,
just a little. But it's great, and like we had a really good time, and we're supposed to be meeting again soon. So I'm hoping we'll have Revenge of Dracula. I don't know how they feel about that. Maybe I'll be playing a different board game with them.
You should also check out. There's a game called Not Alone that we have on the demo table upstairs. Maybe afterwards I'll show it to you. But it's a crew of people have crash landed on a planet, and on the planet there's an alien hunting them.
Ooh.
And so one player plays the alien hunting them, and the people have location cards, and they have to play these location cards face down, and then the alien hunter decides. He puts a token on one of the locations where he thinks people are going to be. And then if he catches people, it advances his scoring track.
This is like Fury of Dracula, except in reverse. They have to figure out where Dracula is.
Yeah.
But very similar.
Yeah, it's very cool. And then they could, if the alien doesn't catch them, they can use the powers of that location to help advance their rescue tracker.
Is this also a fantasy flight game?
It's not a fantasy flight game.
I'm surprised.
It's from, I honestly forgot. Space Cowboys maybe? Or no, it might, it's...
We'll find out.
But we'll mention it. I'll figure it out for next time. So, very cool. So I'm assuming Dracula was a woo.
Oh, Dracula was a big woo, and I must have my revenge. I must.
All right, are you ready to crack open some
I'm
clicks?
so ready.
All right.
So ready.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys. We got a brick of Elseworlds.
By the way, before I got here, I called Wonder Woman boosters for me to open, but I see now they're all Wonder Woman.
Well, the back ones might not be.
I think they're all Wonder Woman.
Are they all Wonder Woman?
They might be. Let's
They
check
might
it
all
out.
be Wonder Woman. So here we go. Let's crack into
the
this.
Invisible Jet. I can't wait.
We got them, and we'll do. I think I have. I should plan that. I should post that event. I think I forgot that event for next month.
Yeah, you posted on it's for this Sunday.
Not the Invisible Jet. There's a release
posted...
day kit.
Oh,
kit for
okay.
this. There's a sealed for this, but it's the release day kit. Yeah, they all have Wonder Woman. So, okay, there's a couple boosters for you, a couple for me, a couple for you, a couple for me. And we'll split this last one. All right. So here's what we'll do. We'll crack open the boosters. We'll put them down here so you guys can see them kind of close up. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pre-cut some of these here. Let me. What I'll do is you go ahead and open yours.
I'm vicious.
You open yours. I'm gonna pre-cut.
I like how the real Justice League of America is in the mix.
Yeah, that's very cool. And the OP prize is Our Man. I should have brought that. I should have grabbed that figure, and I totally forgot to.
Wow.
What do we got there?
I've got Carrie Kelly as Robin.
I just saw that. I saw Carrie Kelly. So we'll mention a couple of the common and uncommon ones, and then once
I also got Super Police and Bizarro Police in the same pack.
There might be a lot of police keywords over there.
Yeah, well, the Super Police and Bizarro Police are pretty cool. Because, Lex started using Kryptonian DNA to make his Super Police, and in this Elseworld story, and then, of course, it started going badly, and they started turning into Bizarros.
As does most of Lex's cloning.
Should I pop them all out?
Yeah, pop them all out. Show the ones that we're excited about.
It's funny. I'm kind of excited about this whole pack.
I'm excited about Miss Kelly here. This is a very cool figure. She starts with 7 leap climb, 9 precision strike, 17 combat reflexes. That's awesome. And a
Batman
1
ally.
Support Batman ally. She's 45 points. She has a trait. Do you have her card there?
I do. Her trait at computer classes, at the beginning of the game, place adjacent either the Bat Cycle or Batwing bystander token. When that bystander is KO'd after actions resolve, place the other bystander adjacent. Her other trait is the Dark Knight Rises, gets seen, and you're fired. When Robin occupies clear terrain, she can use Shape Change. When she occupies hindering terrain, she can use Perplex, but only to target another character occupying hindering terrain. And the Bite Cycle has Shape Change, Energy Shield Deflection, Running Shot. The Batwing has Sidestep, 18 defense with Super Senses.
What is the Batwing missing?
They both don't have attack.
No,
right.
but...
Oh, it does have flight.
It does have flight, but
does.
it's misprint. It's misprinted
that's
already.
Too bad.
They misprinted it. So if you see here, you'll see that the power has the flight symbol, but that the actual symbol on the quote-unquote dial is missing. These must be vehicles?
Yeah, they're vehicles.
That's why they don't have any attack, because the new vehicles, they don't have the attacks, because you can give the free action to have the pilot. The pilot do the attack. Now is she a chase or super rare? 48. She must be a super rare. It's an awful dark color for a super rare.
Yeah, that happens though. They do use 2 different factories.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Anything else interesting in that pack?
Wow. So Bizarro's
The Super Police.
The Bizarro Police. Well, that's Super Police,
Yep,
and
that's Super Police.
they have charge and plasticity on their movement. But Bizarro on their defense, Bizarro Police takes a maximum of 1 damage from attacks. When Bizarro Police is hit with an attack and his defense value is equal to the attacker's attack total, KO Bizarro Police. This power can't be countered or ignored. So they take 1 click at a time unless you roll exactly for a 15.
Wow. And that's a low... Oh, I like that. That's a low...
It's
You know what's
nasty.
going to happen?
50 points.
You know what's going to happen is people are going to start perplexing down their attack. Their own attack to try to hit that 15.
To hit the Bizarro Police. Yeah, it's nice.
Crazy. That's nice. I like that. How many points is he?
50.
50 starts with a charge, 8 charge, 10 super strength, 15 defense, and 3 damage. Has flight, no range. Goes into... this is so cool. We can just show the cards on the dice. Goes into a 9 Quake with Sidestep, and then close combat expert. PD team ability. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Also, Martian Manhunter has police keyword and the PD team ability. Or John Jones, the Justice Rider.
John Jones, Justice Rider. So this is from the Cowboy Elseworlds.
The Justice Riders Elseworlds.
Justice Rider.
which is prominently featured on the cover.
Yeah. And he's a common.
And Kid Flash.
Kid Flash. From
Who gets
Justice
hypersonic
Rider.
but does not have his range.
Really?
Yep, so he gets, what is it,
He's a 6 range.
Yeah, so he does not have it when
crazy.
he runs. Yeah, it's good.
That's really good.
And again, cheap points too. He's only 60 points.
Wow. That's amazing. All right, let's see what's in mine. Oh, I see a Batman.
Whoa, a Flash and Green Lantern. This is a Justice League pack.
This is a Justice League pack. Who's that? Chiquita Wagner?
Yes, from Planetary.
Planetary. Is that
Warren Ellis wrote
Warren
that.
Ellis,
It's very
right,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
They hinted when I was at the Diamond Retailer Summit last year. They hinted at a Planetary storyline coming. So all right, so we got.
I hope so.
So we got Chiquita Wagner from that. We got the Flash. She's the uncommon, by the way. We got the Flash, who's a common. Nice 14 hypersonic, 10 attack, 19 defense.
45 points.
That's he's 45 points, and all he has is the hypersonic. He doesn't have a trait. He doesn't have any powers. 45 points, PD team ability. That's interesting. That's an interesting Flash. We got the Kid Flash again.
He also has the police keyword. Oh, and this is classic Flash from Showcase number 4.
Wow, we got Green Lantern. He's got, this is the common Green Lantern. He's got the Green Lantern team ability and JLA. He's 55 points.
Nice, cheap taxi.
Flight 6 range. He's gonna have phasing teleport. 17 energy shield deflection. Later on, he gets an 18 defend. That's pretty nice. Again, no trait. Pretty simple. Oh, no, he does have a trait. When Green Lantern is the only character on your force with the Green Lantern team ability symbol and uses the carry ability, you may roll a d6. On a 5, one carried higher point character may be given a non-free action.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Superman or Wonder Woman charging or running into to blow somebody up.
Oh, it gets better. If he rolls a 6, 2 carried higher point characters can be given a non-free action.
Oh, good. So, like Wonder Woman and Flash or Wonder Woman and Batman.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
Then we have the rare Batman. It's a really nice sculpt. I like that. I like that costume. My favorite, probably one of my favorite pieces is the Cape Crusader Prime from the Batman set to play. So he's 100 points. Very cool. Very cool.
That is classic Hal as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So here's a look at his dial. Starts with Charge Precision Strike. 17 special power with Indomitable. And 11 attack with Precision Strike. Outwit, which is nice.
Very good for that 100 points.
Yeah. He's got nice full powers. So his defense power is Batman can use combat reflexes and toughness. That's not too shabby. He does get an attack power on the last 2 clicks of his dial. That is, whenever a friendly character is KO'd, you may place Batman in the KO'd character square. And then he's got a unique modifier. If you do, modify his combat values by +1 until the end of your next turn. The end of your next turn. So if he's on his last click, that's going to give you an 8 charge, a 12 attack, a 17 combat reflexes, and a 4 damage. That's pretty good. And then he's got a trait, World Without a Superman. Modify this character's attack value by +2 when attacking only characters of 50 points or less. Modify this character's attack value by -1 when attacking only characters of 150 points or more.
So this must be from Justice League the Nail, I'm assuming?
Nail number 1.
Yep, because World Without a Superman trait is cool.
Keywords, Batman Family, Gotham City, Justice League Detective.
You know, my favorite opening thing about that story, well, not necessarily opening thing, but one of my favorite things about that story is without Superman, Wonder Woman is the premier hero of Earth.
Really?
Yes. So at one point she's attacked and she's just straight up in Washington at the White House when it happens, because of course, she's an ambassador for her people and all that stuff on top of everything else. So I was like, yeah, Diana, yeah, own it.
So what's next up in one of your boosters?
All right. Woo! Is that Son of Darkseid Superman? No, it's Sergeant Kent. Oh, that's right. He's got the USA on him. Ooh.
Pop out some of these figures. Another.
And haha, I mean, haha, Batman, I want to call him.
Haha, Batman. Haha, Batman.
Sergeant Kent. Oh, this is from. Oh, that's right. This is from Justice Riders. If Sergeant Kent is the last character with this trait on an opposing character with a range attack, until your next turn, if Sergeant Kent is the last character with this trait to hit an opposing character with a range attack, until your next turn, if the hit character makes a range attack, Sergeant Kent must be one of its targets. His second trait, I'll take the bullets for the boys. Sergeant Kent can use defend. Opposing characters can't ignore Sergeant Kent for line of fire purposes. Charge, 10 attack, 18 defense with invincible, 3 damage with enhancement. And he kicks into hypersonic later on too.
That's not bad.
And Team Superman abilities, so he can actually
He can see
through stuff with his 4 range. Holy cow.
Very nice.
We'll put that right there. Looking good, Sergeant Kent. Also, we got the Bat and we got the Joker creature, who appear in Batman Two Faces. Unfortunately, the Joker creature is actually like inside Batman.
That's funny. They're both like same pose.
Yep.
Same costume. It's pretty cool.
And but that Joker, Blades Claws Fangs, 11 attack, 9 movement charge, 17 defense with invulnerability, 2 damage battle fury. And that Batman, very simple. Sidestep, 10 attack, willpower, and perplex. And they both have Batman ally team ability.
The Bat is 45 points, and the Joker creature is 75.
And then, of course, we got a 60-point Batman, who is classic Batman included.
Oh, that's different than the one I pulled.
Yeah, the same pose, but different.
Yeah, I saw the sculpt, but it's a different one. This is
this one's common.
This is the common one. That's not bad. What's that special power? Batman can use Perplex, unique modifier. He may use Perplex to target all other friendly characters within 4 squares in line of fire, choosing the same single combat value other than damage to modify.
So you can modify all their attacks or all their ranges. That's wonderful.
Shifting focus. He's a shifting focus, Batman. Give Batman a free action if he began your turn on the map. Replace him with another character with this trait on the same click number. That's pretty good. So you can use him with those world's finest shifting focus Batman.
Yeah. Well, 60 points. Yeah, sounds right.
Yep. And then we got a little gunfighter. 25-point sidestep range combat expert. That's
and the
not bad.
high noon traits.
What's the high noon trait?
The same one I read for Superman. Oh, wait, no. Superman's is a little different.
Oh, yeah. If he makes the range attack, the gunfighter must be the target.
Yeah, if he's the last one to make the range attack.
Yeah.
Which that's actually great, because if you have your small guys shoot last, it ties up their range attacks.
All right, next up.
Woo!
Let's see.
Oh, I'm so excited. Already, I see my favorite in there.
So we got the Flash again, another Super Police. We got a 50-point Batman with the same sculpt. We got another Chiquita Wagner.
And most importantly,
we got Green Lantern of Krypton.
Yeah, Superman, last son of Earth.
All right, so let's take a look at this Batman first. So again, same sculpt, okay, as the other ones. He's the uncommon. He does not have the shifting focus because he's only 50 points. He does have a trait, there must always be a Batman. When Batman would be KO'd, I love it when a sentence starts with would be KO'd, you may instead KO another friendly character with a point value of 25 points or more.
By Gunslingers.
And turn Batman to click number 1.
Nice.
Oh, wow. So
flip him over. He's from Superman Batman Generations. Nice. There was multiple Batman Generations, so that's actually kind of cool. It's kind of like the new generation of Batman takes over.
He's got 9 sidestep, 11 attack. 17 toughness without wit on the top dial. That's not bad.
Nope, not bad at all.
Good attack values. Doesn't
Very
drop
good.
below a 10. Good defense values. Never drops below a 16. And even then, he's got the combat reflex.
That is some great stuff for an uncommon.
Batman
And he
family
moves through
Gotham
hindering and
Detective Mark Fortis. Yep.
and elevation.
Oh, yeah. Improved movement. Yep. Elevation and targeting. Great.
Yep, he's the first person we've pulled with the actual improved movement.
Yeah. So then let's take a look at this. This is a rare.
Yeah.
Green Lantern of Krypton. Green Lantern core keyword Kryptonian Metropolis. Clark Kent, obviously. He has a trait that says if this character is on your sideline, you may give a free action to a friendly character named Green Lantern or Superman that's equal or more points. Replace that character with this character on the same click number.
We've seen that before.
Have we really?
In different form. Well, all the Supermen from Superman Wonder Woman set have that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't.
That's not shifting focus?
That's not shifting focus.
Oh, wow.
It's
All
the
right.
world's finest set that introduced shifting focus.
Sure. So Superman Last Son of Earth #1.
At 125 points.
He's got 2-point values, 125 points and 100 points. That's pretty good. Starts with Running Shot Pen Psi.
I like that running shot pen
17 special power on the damage, which is you won't shoot if you know what's good for you. When Green Lantern of Krypton is the target of a ranged attack, Green Lantern of Krypton can use probability control. Well, that's pretty good. Nice little defense there. Then he moves into Sidestep, Energy Explosion, Toughness. Later on, he gets some support. He gets a Perplex. He gets Super Strength and Invulnerability. Why does he get stronger? Is he?
because he was raised on Krypton.
Oh.
But he's an Earth child.
So the longer he's on Earth, he gets.
Well, no, it's
He's an Earth child. He's raised on Krypton.
right. So what's different about Krypton and Earth?
Oh.
What's different? What's the main difference between us other than the sun? Gravity.
Gravity.
So by the time he comes back to Earth after he's been raised in Krypton's environment, it's like he actually doesn't have the ring at one point, and he like somebody imprisons him and he just like breaks right out.
Wow.
Because he's just like, the gravity here is a joke for me.
He gets a special power in his movement slot, which is he can use charge and improve movement, destroys blocking as he moves through it.
Yep.
That's pretty good. That's a sweet little thing. What do you got over there?
Oh, these are just okay. Nothing funny.
That's
there.
that's just the extra stuff that I pulled. So.
All right. Oh, I see something different.
Ooh.
Wow. Oh, I see a Superman.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm gonna start with real Superman. I'm sorry. I see. I'm not like you. I can't wait.
You don't build up to the.
No, I
excitement,
don't
you go
build
right to
up
the
to it.
goods.
I'm like, it's Superman. He's 150 or 100 points, 8 range, flight, team Superman, 11 attack, 18 defense, a special damage power. Look at him. He's so pretty. I love it.
That's a great sculpt.
It is a great sculpt. It's beautiful, beautiful
That's a
coloring.
great sculpt.
I applaud them.
He's a rare. 2-point values, 160 and 100.
Yeah. Oh, this is so bad, Mama Jamma. All right, so this Superman is from JSA The Unholy 3.
Okay.
This Superman is actually Zod. So in that story, some scientist on Earth found someone in the Phantom Zone, released him, and thought that they did their job brainwashing to him and whatever. And no, it was Zod that they released from the Phantom Zone.
Oh my gosh.
And they put him in this beautiful suit and sent him on his way.
He does look a little different.
So his trait, Superman can use super strength. When he KOs an opposing character with a close attack, after actions resolve, you may give him a standard heavy object to hold from outside the game.
I love that.
Played everybody for fools. If Superman hasn't made an attack this game, Superman can use shape change, stealth, and super senses. And of course, his keywords are Justice Society, Kryptonian, Phantom Zone, and Spy. And of course, Spy went a long way. And of course, Justice Society, because this is a Justice Society Elseworlds story. Anyhow, so cool, and I can't believe it's Zod. That is a bad trait
That is
to
amazing.
start with.
Here's a look at his dial.
And we got Pete Ross and a Superman from Son of
Pete
Superman.
Ross?
Yeah, so in Son of Superman, Pete Ross and Lana are married, and Diana gave them access to Amazonian, and Pete made armor out of it, and then, of course, he turned into a bad man who had to pay for his crimes at the end. So, yeah, Pete Ross, of course, he looks... Oh, yeah, they look identical. But Pete Ross has special attack power. Pete Ross can use Incapacitate. When he does, also target all opposing characters adjacent to the original target. And later on, he gets a special defense at click 5. And that's opposing characters within 4 squares can use Incapacitate and Toughness. And it is a stop click. The Supermen figure, they can use Incapacitate. When they use it as part of a close combat attack, they may target up to 2 adjacent characters. So between Pete and the Supermen, they can incapacitate the heck out of everybody.
Pete Ross is 80 points. Here's his dial. And the Superman is 35 points.
Yep.
Wow.
And we haven't seen a
Attack,
Templar.
3 damage, 18 defense toughness. That's a good bargain for 35 points.
Yep. And this one's for 30. This is a Templar. This is from Batman the Doom That Came to Gotham. And this Templar's special attack power is they can use Penetrating Psychic Blast. When he does, and the target has the monster or mystical keyword, this action doesn't count against your action's total. And then, of course, he eventually gets Psychic Blast and Energy Shield. Oh, it starts with Energy Shield, actually. And then it's another 50-point Batman.
And another 50-point Batman. So let's take a look. Next booster. Oh, I see a Wonder Woman.
Woo!
I see a Wonder Woman.
I hope it's a good... And I see another member of the Planetary.
Another Pete Ross, another Green Lantern. So let's take a look at the common Wonder Woman, number 003.
Ooh, Mystics.
So she is 70 points. Mystics team ability. Not bad. She has... Let's see. Amazon, Justice League, Trinity, Deity, Mystical, and Warrior keyword. That's a lot. She has one trait. Wonder Woman can use Force Blast. When Wonder Woman misses with a close attack after action's resolved, she may use Force Blast as a free action.
Ooh.
She's got a pretty good dial. A 9 charge, 11 attack with super strength, 17 toughness, 3 damage. No Indomitable.
Wonder Woman. What set is this from?
Wonder Woman
story?
number 262 from
Oh, okay.
1979.
All right.
Then we have uncommon Necron,
The Bat God.
the Bat God. Man, look at that guy.
And it's an uncommon.
Quintessence and the Batman team ability.
Yeah, savage. Savage.
That's disgusting.
Amazing.
He's got 2-point values. He's got 200 and 100.
All right.
This guy's an uncommon?
Yeah.
This guy's an uncommon.
You know how I feel about that. I usually like that.
Batman family, cosmic and deity keywords. He has just a trait, no special powers trait. Avatar of Darkness. Other friendly characters can use the Batman ally team ability. Period.
For 100 points, that's fabulous.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
But wait, there's more. When Necron, the Bat God, is KO'd by an opponent's attack, for the rest of the game, other friendly characters can't be targeted by opposing characters 4 or more squares away. That's
wonderful.
That's amazing.
He's going to be excellent in the sealed. Excellent.
Oh my gosh, this guy! Look at this guy's dial. So at 200 points, he's got 7 range, 1 bolt. He starts with a 7 sidestep, a naked 11 attack, a 19 impervious defense with a 4 damage range combat expert. That is nuts. And he doesn't have Indomitable, but he has Quintessence,
Which is so much better.
Then he moves into a running shot psychic blast, so you're going to want to push him. He sticks with an 18 impervious, a 4 outwit. It's pretty good. At the 100 point value, he starts with sidestep, super strength, which in my opinion is a great combination. Sidestep, super strength. 10 attack, 17 defense, again, 3 damage, ranged combat expert. I like that combination. I like he's good close, he's good far. He doesn't quite have the move and attack for close combat, but he's got sidestep, range combat expert with a 7 range. In this day and age,
what click is his second dial start on?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more clicks until he's KO'd.
So click 5 is rough, but I'm thinking stick Brainiac on him.
You and your Brainiac. You love that Brainiac.
If not Brainiac, Supreme Intelligence.
Supreme Intelligence. That's a good one. All right. Then we have everybody's favorite band member, the drummer.
From Planetary.
From Planetary. He's a rare. Planetary Detective and Scientist keyword. He starts off at 40. He's only 40 points. He's got a 10 range. 40 points. 10 range.
Yeah, let's see what he gets for that 10 range.
So he's going to get 2 traits. Oh, I'm sorry. A trait. Once reading the information flows. Once per turn, when an opposing character within range and line of fire would use one of Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control during their turn, you may choose that instead the opposing character can't use that power that turn. That's pretty good. So you can shut that off when they're about to use it.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's insane. He then has a special damage power that says once per turn, the drummer can use either Outwit or Perplex. That's pretty good.
With the new rules coming, know how savage that makes him.
40 points. Sidestep, so you can sidestep in and out of the range you need. Well, you don't even need range. 10 range.
Yeah, but he has to see them. It has to be the range on line of fire.
With that range, you want to give him energy shield deflection, which he has, and he's got no damage. So he's definitely a good support piece.
I just want to tell you, I'm backtracking a little bit, but that Green Lantern Superman with 45 point lowest lane from Superman Wonder Woman. I mean, how serious do you think that is?
What does Lois Lane do from Superman?
She gets she I think if she's adjacent to Superman, she gets his defense, and she can also call him from.
But does it have to be somebody named Superman? Or let's look it up. Let's look it up.
You know what? I brought it up because it's got to be worth looking up.
So
go unit section.
Hopefully it'll be Hopefully it'll be either real
Just put
name.
in Lois Lane.
Why do you gotta be so logical?
You love logic. That's why you watch Star Trek.
All right.
Where's the traits?
Says, okay, adjacent friendly characters named Superman can use Defend, but he's not named Superman.
Oh.
He's named Green Lantern of Krypton.
Damn.
Yeah. That was not combo.
That is sad. However, this evil Zod can be there to protect Lois.
Who has an 18 invincible.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Okay, I see Flash. I see the Bat. I see a different Green Lantern and Al Jordan. Oh, Al Jordan. Hal Jordan, yes. I know. I forget which stories.
So far we've pulled 2 super rares.
I'm excited by this being a little bit of a... This is a super rare, by the way.
4. So that's the 3rd super rare, and we've pulled 4 rares?
Yeah. And let's see. And this is an uncommon Green Lantern. So this is just a full of Hal Jordan goodness. Again, he has 7 range.
Another gunfighter.
Yeah, it's just regular. Oh, wait. Is that gunfighter? Yeah, he's common.
Yeah, it's the same gunfighter.
All right. So this Green Lantern...
The Bat and the common Flash we talked about earlier.
Willpower, JLA team ability, 10 attack, 18 defense, energy shield, indomitable, 3 damage. I love it. His trait, the power battery is draining. I have limited time. This is from Justice League of America, Another Nail, the sequel to The Nail, where Superman has become Superman after they discovered him,
Yep.
but now his powers are waning, and they're trying to figure that all out. At the beginning of the game, place 8 battery tokens on this card. When Green Lantern attacks, remove a battery token. When there are no battery tokens on this card, Green Lantern can't make range attacks or use powers or abilities. You know, in this universe, Barda became a Green Lantern, and Mr. Miracle had died, and his spirit is inside her ring.
Really?
Yes, but I don't think they should have made that, and I do believe they made an old click of it, but they totally should have made it for this.
Same pose as the other one.
Yeah.
So same pose, same figure.
And Al Jordan, you're 90 points and super rare. Starts with sidestep, 18 defense, energy shield. First trait, Genie of the Lamp. Give Al Jordan a free action, choose a standard power, and choose flight, dolphin, giant, or tiny size. And he can use the chosen power and chosen symbol until your next turn.
That's pretty good.
Pick up powers and pick a size is awesome. Oh, pick flight also. 1001 Nights of Stories, Al Jordan can use Perplex. If he uses this Perplex to modify the same character and same value as during your last turn, he can modify it by +2 or -2. So that means he can give himself a +2 or someone else -2 as long as they're the same target as the turn before. Jeez. And of course, the fact that he has Indomitable, I love, and he's just a great little piece.
90 points.
Yeah. Oh my! You can give yourself invincible. Oh man.
Wow.
And by the way, mock me all you will, but I will gladly put some Brainiac on this guy. Right? Tell me I'm wrong about that.
All right. Let's see. What do we got? We got Batman, Common Batman. Oh, we got Justice Rider.
Ooh. Justice Rider, Wonder Woman.
Another super rare.
Another super rare, very exciting.
Queen Oliver,
and it's Green Lantern.
Oliver Queen Templar.
Oliver Queen Templar. Oh my, this is just nonstop great.
All right. So we got the common Batman and the common
Hal Jordan in there.
Green Lantern again. So let's take a look here. So we have, let's start with Justice
Rider, Wonder Woman.
Diana Prince.
Yeah.
Very cool sculpt. Very cool. She's got the cowboy hat on.
It's the same sculpt as the other one, but at least she's dressed up properly.
This is Roadhouse. This is Roadhouse Wonder
Woman.
Roadhouse. I watched Roadhouse the other day too. I was like, I gotta, because my wife always brings up that clip from Family Guy. Yeah, boom, boom, Roadhouse, and so I had to watch it again. I loved it. All right, so she's common, number 11. She has the High Noon trait also. She's the last character with this trait to hit an opposing character with a ranged attack until your next turn. If the hit character makes a ranged attack, Diana Prince must be one of its targets. I love that, being able to direct their damage, like to where it you know,
especially
you do have to hit with the attack, but still,
especially if you have single targets. True. Right? What's her attack power on there?
Her attack.
Yeah, 10 and 11.
10 and 11.
Holy cow.
She has she has Justice League Past and Police keyword.
Yeah,
so
no,
like
she could fit and do some real damage.
She's got an 8 running shot, 10 attack, Indomitable, 17 defense, 4 damage, and she is 70 points. That's pretty good.
I feel like she's gonna see play somewhere.
Later on, she has sidestep, energy shield deflection, and range combat expert. That's really good. Her damage power is a unique modifier. She can use leadership, and when she does and succeeds, other friendly characters that share a keyword with her modify their attack and defense values by +1 until your next turn. And she has the police keyword.
Oh, she's trouble.
I love it.
She is trouble.
I love it.
She's going to make those Justice Riders come to life.
So next we have Oliver Queen Templar. It's pretty cool. He has he's got a trait. If Oliver Queen Templar would take damage from the Mystics team ability, instead heal him 1 click. Woo, I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
So instead of taking Mystics, heal him 1 click.
He has improved targeting. Can make ranged attacks against pretty much anyone and in adjacency. He is 80 points. He has 8 running shot. He's got 7 range, 8 running shot, 10 special attack power, 17 toughness, and 3 enhancement. And his special power is he can use Penetrating Psychic Blast when he targets a character with a monster or mystical keyword. He modifies attack value by +1. If the target has both keywords, also modify his damage by +1. He gets Energy Shield later on, range combat, sidestep, precision strike. I love that combination. Alternates between running shot and sidestep on the top. There's a lot of sidestep in this set.
Yeah, there is.
I like that a lot. Gotham City Past and Warrior keywords.
Gotham City keyword? Oh.
Gotham City? Why does he have Gotham City?
Because of the nature of that story.
Oh. Then we have Green Lantern. And this is... Oh, unknown. Oh, possibly Lois Lane or Zatanna.
Funny, right? But she is from another world.
Zatanna. That's interesting. But we don't know who she is?
No, because she's from the Tangent universe.
She's a super rare.
Yes.
Put her right here.
Yeah, put her with the other Green Lanterns.
So she has just the mystical keyword. She does not have the mystical team ability, though. One last earthly mission. This is her trait. When another friendly character is KO'd, place a resurrection marker in a square they last occupied. Give Green Lantern a free action when she is adjacent to a resurrection marker. You may choose the name of a friendly character with a point value of 10 or more that has been KO'd and hasn't yet been chosen this game. Replace the resurrection marker with a KO'd friendly character with that name and give Green Lantern an action token if possible. Turn the KO'd character to any click it could have been on this game. At the beginning of your next turn, remove that character from the game, but don't score it.
Wow. So
That's
good.
interesting. That's very interesting. It's very interesting.
It's very good and
It's
a little
very
broken.
She has. This is interesting. She has a 12 phasing teleport, 0 attack, 18
Defense.
willpower.
And willpower.
Jeez, I didn't even know what that. I saw purple. I was like, what is that? Willpower and a 0 damage. 45 points. That seems fun. I don't know if it's very competitive, but it seems very fun.
I don't know, bringing people back from the dead and be like, ha.
But you're investing 45 points in somebody who can attack. She doesn't have Perplex or Outwit.
But is a carrier. Because I mean, she flies and
she does not fly.
She does not fly.
She does not fly.
Okay, that doesn't feel comic accurate.
Nope. She does not fly. She has phasing teleport. But she does not fly.
Bad. All right, so you're right.
No attack, no damage.
Oh man.
I mean, it's a fun thing, and you'd probably try it out. It'd be really fun is to run her with, like, somebody, run her with another character, and then also add Resurrection Man and Dead Man. And then,
oh, that's horrifying.
Nobody dies.
Oh my god! Like they already don't die. All right, should we ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I gotta tell you, my eye peaked. I'm already excited. I see Green Lantern Batman from The Darkest Night.
Dun dun dun.
I see a 90-point Superman who looks much nicer than Zod.
What rarity is he?
He is a rare.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully we'll see a lot of him because I love it.
Uncommon Flash, we have not seen. Another Necron, the Bat Guy. Common Superman, we haven't talked about him, have we?
Nope, Common Superman's new.
Common Superman. Another Templar.
And he has lead climb, 11 attack, 18 defense, 3 damage leadership, and Indomitable. So the willpower. Shifting focus Superman. Give Superman a free action if he began your turn on the map. Replace him with another character with this trait in the same click. Yeah. Deep Impact is his attack power. Superman can use Precision Strike and Quake. When Superman uses Leap Climb, after actions resolve, he may Quake as a free action. And with 11 movement, that's pretty savage.
Wow.
And that's it for Superman. This is Action Comics 221, 1956 Superman.
Wow.
And the Flash at 60 points. So this Flash is from Flashpoint #1.
Yep.
From 1999. Not the current Flashpoint story. He's got Central City, Flashpoint, Scientist, and Speedster. He still has the Flashpoint freaking keyword. Can you believe it?
He does?
Yeah, it's so funny.
Why is that funny?
because it's not the same Flashpoint story as the modern
There's
one.
not a lot of Flashpoint ones, though.
Saving. Oh, this was the Elseworld annual. I remember this because Wally ends up in a wheelchair, if I remember correctly. Saving the president once per game. If another friendly character within 10 squares in line of fire would be hit by a ranged attack, you may place the Flash in a square adjacent to the target, and that attack misses the target. If you do, for the rest of the game, the Flash's speed value becomes 0, and he can use sidestep and outwit. Oh, that's him in the wheelchair.
I gotcha.
From Saving the President. I'm sorry, it was Barry in the wheelchair. Oh, 60 points. Okay. And, of course, finally, my precious, beautiful, look at you, so pretty. So pretty. Green Lantern of Gotham. From an alternate Earth, if this character is on your sideline, you may give him a free action. You may give a free action to a friendly character named Batman or Green Lantern that's equal or more points. Replace the character with this character on the same click number. All this power limited by my will. Second trait. When Green Lantern of Gotham has 2 action tokens, he can use Barrier as a free action to your next turn.
Free Barrier. Always strong.
He starts his first 2 clicks are special movement, and that special movement is Emerald Knight, Knight. Green Lantern of Gotham can use phasing, teleport, running shot, and stealth. Plus, he has Indomitable, 11 attack with TK, 18 defense with Energy Shield, 3 damage with Outwit, the Green Lantern team ability for carrying people around, 7 range. I absolutely freaking love him. Love him.
Not bad. All right.
Incredible. Last one. Let the sound
this is the last one. All right. So far we've pulled 3 super rares. Oh, she's a chase.
Yeah, she's a chase.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought she was a super rare.
No, because it was very brown. So yeah, she's a chase. Oh no, I don't even know. Wait,
Is
are all the Dark Knight are chases?
Returns, I think, are the chases.
Okay.
So we pulled 3 super rares and a chase. That's
All
a
right.
pretty. That's a pretty good.
For one brick, that's amazing. Oh, we pulled some goodies in the last one.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's very Wonder Woman.
All right. So So we pulled the 003 Wonder Woman again with the Mystics.
And Justice
Rider
Riders.
Wonder Woman. We also pulled a Bizarro Police, and then the new figures that we pulled are
Go with Wonder Woman
Uncommon
first.
Wonder Woman. Uncommon Wonder Woman. So same pose as the common one. So we'll put her right there. So Uncommon Wonder Woman. So she has the Amazonian, Justice League, and Warrior keywords. She has a trait. Wonder Woman can use super senses, but only when targeted by a ranged attack. She is 110 points. She does have Flight Indomitable, a range of 4. She's a pretty decent dial there. 9 charge, 11 attack, 18 invincible, and a 4 damage.
I like that.
Love 4 damage.
Especially with the new Invisible Jet coming out.
Yep.
It's like a buddy for her.
Yep. So her attack power is Wonder Woman can use Incapacitate and Super Strength. So she has that for the first 3 clicks, and then she gets just Super Strength. Again, attack never goes below a 10. Her special damage power is I pray Athena guides us in doing what is right for humanity. Mm-hmm. Wonder Woman can use leadership. When she does, increase the result by 1 for each friendly character with the Amazon keyword.
Ooh, Amazon!
Nice.
Those Amazons might be coming to life from
JLA, from Superman Wonder Woman.
From Wonder Woman and Superman Wonder Woman.
Yep.
That's a lot of Amazons we have out there.
JLA. That's right. I forgot the Wonder Woman set. Micro set that. Yeah. So that's pretty good. 110 points. That's a lot, but you're getting a lot for it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good dial. From Wonder Woman 297 from 1982. Then we have, here's the last figure.
Yeah, well, I'm very much looking forward to.
This is very cool. Green Oracle. Barbara Gordon.
From A World Without Men. Well, I don't remember the story name, but it's A World Without Men.
A World Without Men.
Yeah, only Superman and Luthor survived.
So she is a rare. She has Batman Family, Green Lantern Corps keywords. her only special power or trait is a trait that says, from an alternate Earth, if this character is on your sideline, you may give a free action to a friendly character named Oracle, Batgirl, or Green Lantern that's equal or more points. Replace that character with this character on the same click number. She's 50 points, which is great because the best Oracles to play in Golden Age are the ones from Streets of Gotham.
The next set is Harley and the Gotham Girls. I am positive we'll be getting some new Barbara Oracle Batgirl action.
JLA team ability, Green Lantern team ability.
Yep.
You know what's interesting? This is the first. It's been a long time since we've seen the Green Lantern team ability, hasn't
Yes, it is. So we got all these transporters coming in.
Wow. Because none of the War of Light figures had it.
I believe the Hal from the Battle Pack with Sinestro, I believe he had it.
So 7 range. She's got flight, 12 phasing teleport, 18 energy shield. That's really good. 3 damage, and she alternates between perplex and outwit. 9 attack, 8 attack. So she's definitely support piece.
I know, but for 50 points. Plus, she's a big old transporter.
She'd benefit pretty well from the Green Lantern ring and battery if you're playing Golden Age.
I think for modern, she's gonna be
50
She's
points,
gonna be a hell of a taxi.
50. That's, you know what? You're absolutely right. 50 points, flight, Green Lantern team ability, assuming they don't change it.
And because the Green Lantern ID card came with the teleporter, it's in modern. You can summon her.
I don't think you can.
Wait, what names does she have?
Green Oracle.
Oh, son of a gun.
Gordon.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
We didn't get a Batgirl ID card, though. No. We don't have one.
We did.
That's okay, because the X-Men are getting a bunch of ID cards. I'm pretty sure the Batman family will be next. I know, I'm being too hopeful. But yeah, 7 range, flight, phasing. I wish she had Indomitable. I mean, for goodness sake, the ring is JLA Created Equal. That's what it was called. And, the Amazons ended up raising all these children, girls and boys, having used Superman's DNA. But Luthor was getting inside the heads of the boys all the years that they were raising them. And then, of course, Superman managed to come back to Earth and figure it out. But yeah, because all the men had died and they weren't sure what to do. One thing was they had Kyle's ring. And I'm like, well, who do we give this to? And they took it to Barbara.
Oh, wow.
And she became Green Oracle.
So I'm assuming she was in the wheelchair before.
Yes.
Yeah, and they gave her the ring. That's really cool. All right. Well, what are our thoughts on these pulls on this set in general?
I really freaking like Al Jordan is very impressive, especially for 90 points. He wasn't on my radar. Personal favorite, Green Lantern of Krypton and Green Lantern of Gotham, because I love their stories. That 55-point Hal, also very good, although if we're going for value for, a transporter, it's probably going to be on Green Oracle.
Green Oracle. I myself I know she's a chase, but I love this figure. And I love
she's
vehicles.
Cheap and very useful.
I love vehicles.
And they're free
45
pods.
points. She's great in the comics. She's got a great pose.
Okay, let's be honest. For 45 points, she's broken. I mean, that's a lot.
45 points, and you can bring in one of the Bat vehicles.
And when one's destroyed, you just jump in the other.
I love it.
I love it. She's fantastic. That Superman is nice, even though it's Zod. Holy cow. Stealth and shape change, and oh my god.
I'm also excited about these
Pete Ross and the Superman.
The ability to incapacitate multiple figures in one attack. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then rush in with the rest of these dudes.
And perform more incapacitate with them.
I mean, that might be a fun. You could lock down a team and still do damage.
And you could carry a bunch of them in with Oracle. I mean, who started with? Did we get anyone who started with TK?
No, nobody started with TK.
Batman. Batman.
Oh, did Batman start with TK?
Yes.
Oh, yep. Batman. Green Lantern of Gotham.
But then again, Al Jordan can pick a power, so
True.
that's great.
True.
And if I threw whatchamacallit on him, he would start with TK. If I threw the freaking Supreme Intelligence on there.
Yeah. So for sealed,
This would be
commons,
savage.
uncommons, rares. What stands out to you? What do you want to use if you're pulling it?
I really think like you just take back God, even if you play him at 100 points, like just to give everybody stealth.
That's true.
And did you see the map for this for the OP?
The organized P?
With it's the warehouse from Dark Knight.
Oh.
And from the Dark Knight Returns. I mean, it's just crazy. So yeah, it'd be very
This guy, uncommon, even at 200 points, this is probably
I
gonna
know,
be
but
your
you know how it
VIP.
is in sealed. 200 is rough.
I know, but
he has quintessence.
19 invincible, 19 impervious.
There's a lot of psychic blast that can shoot right through it.
That's
Ooh,
true.
if they
That's
could
true.
see him.
That's true.
If they could see him.
That's true. You're right, because there's not a lot of
Team Superman.
Team Superman. Not that we pulled. I don't know about the rest of the
Two
set.
Team Supermans.
One rare and one super rare.
Yeah, that's rough.
So you might not see it. I think this is gonna be a fun set in sealed.
Yeah,
I really do. There's a lot of low point figures.
I think if you have the right map roll and everything, he could be great. If you pull him with lower point figures that go well with him, that you make a theme team so you can win that map roll and stick everybody in stealth. Holy cow! Yeah, really, really nasty.
This guy's gonna be good. This guy's gonna be. You know who he reminds me of? Weaponer of Cord.
Yeah, quite a bit, but more frightening.
Yeah, I mean, just really good. So, I'm really excited about this set. I'm definitely gonna wait. We have a sealed coming up this Sunday. That's gonna be for the release OP for the Hour Man.
Yep.
And then, I mean, we're obviously big DC fanboys. There's a lot of cool stuff in this set. Oh my God. The What If set flew off the shelves. So
yeah, the What If set was. You know what? Of course, because I love DC, I feel more akin to this one. But yeah, I mean the What If ones. I don't know. Like there was some I wish they had done that they didn't. Like what if Vision took over the world? They didn't put that in there. There was some that I feel like they missed the mark. There's a whole bunch of stories from Exiles that would have fit in What If as well. But this is pretty great. I know there's only a smattering of what's in the set. I hope more stuff is in there. Like I said, I would have loved to have seen that Barda. I don't think she's in the set though, from Justice League the Nail. But it would have been really interesting. I like how they chose Hal from another Nail, because in Justice League the Nail, the real villain Jimmy Olsen cut off the planet from what do you call it? From the Green Lantern Corps, so they could not get through this force field around Earth. And then in the other one, I forgot, Hal was cut off from the Corps, and that's why he had limited ring power. He had to make like every moment of it count. And I think he, I think he used the ring to supercharge Superman to help him beat the crap out of Jimmy. Like it was really cool. Those are two stories that are melding together in my head.
I do just want to mention something that I'm not crazy about. I'm not crazy, and I'm sure that this
incessant resculpts.
It's not even resculpts. It's like it's identical sculpts.
Yeah.
I understand it's probably a cost saving mechanism.
It
for them.
absolutely is, but still.
And I'm glad that they found a way to lower their cost, so that they're not raising the price, because they haven't raised prices in boosters for a long time. My only issue with this though is that you very frequently identify the character the figure that you're playing against by the sculpt, and so when you see a specific sculpt across the table, it's a visual cue to you that that figure does X, Y, and Z.
And now you no longer have that.
And now you have these are three different Batman figures.
Yep, common,
And
rare,
identical.
and uncommon.
Yep.
And the same look.
It's just a little thing that sort of is, same thing with Green Lantern and Flash, and Superman. I mean, these are even two completely different characters, but their sculpts are absolutely identical.
Yep. Different color scheme.
You're right. It is a slight different color scheme, but if you're playing one or the other, you're not gonna realize.
Yeah, the person across the table is gonna do a double take.
Yeah. Same thing with the Wonder Womans. The minions and their leader. It's not. I mean, I wish.
Actually, the minions and the leader. I wish they definitely. The only thing, the green telling you that Pete's uncommon is it.
It says Pete
on his helmet.
On it, it says Pete on. I don't know if we can even get that small, but it says Pete on his helmet.
And that's not in focus.
Won't even focus. And there is no Pete
on the regular
on the Superman. You can't even see it. It's just a small thing. It's just a little thing. They did such a great job of making the new cards with the dials on the back for the players and with the special powers on the front. It's just a shame that they had to go.
If I pulled Bat God with a bunch of Super Police figures and sealed, like just granting them, or even if I just pulled
Bizarro Police, 50 points, you play 2 of them.
Right, 2 of them in the Bat God, and they're all in stealth. Oh, that'd be so great.
Anyway, so let's wrap up this episode of Read, Watch, Play. Thought bubbles, our final thoughts on what we talked about. I'm super excited for Elseworlds. I am too. I mean, do you feel more excited than What If, or I mean, What If definitely had some good pieces. I feel more excited because I want to buy this as a kid. Yeah, me too. And I mean, the thing is like, I mean, What If was obviously popular because it's sold out. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't get it from the distributor anymore. I've tried. Trust me, I try every week, and you can't get it. I mean, we're out of it here. I think we just put a few singles up. By the way, these figures that we pulled here are going to go up on our website tomorrow. Okay. So hopefully tomorrow. So
Al Jordan will be front and center.
We'll be able to. Well, maybe we'll set that one aside.
You're so funny.
I'm
gonna just pick up my own brick and just hope for the best.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, look at this in one brick.
I may be setting, Carrie Kelly aside.
In one brick, Chase, super rare.
3 super rares.
3 super rare. I mean, I feel good. Like if I'm gonna pull 3 super rares in one brick, I mean, I'm solid.
And I don't know if I heard this or what the
no primes means more super rares.
That's correct. No primes, and I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's 1 chase per brick in this set.
That happened in Trinity War.
It did happen in Trinity War, and there was also an Ultra Chase in Trinity War.
Yes.
But I believe this set is 1 chase per brick.
That's very nice.
Which also keeps the cost of the chases down.
A little bit, but the one that breaks the mold is the one that breaks the mold.
That's true. It's a factor of availability and playability, and that's what factors in.
Because what's her name was a chase,
and collectability. I knew there was 3. So super excited. Can't wait for Infinity War.
I actually like the rares and super rares. I really like Green Lantern of Gotham, although I have a feeling there's probably another rare out there that has the same sculpt, different color scheme. The super rare Green Lantern from the other world. I feel like there's someone out there working on how to break her. Mm-hmm. Oracle's a rare. Love that. Do we have rare Wonder Woman over there?
I don't think we opened a rare Wonder Woman.
No, we didn't.
No. We just opened the common, the uncommon, and the Justice Rider.
That Hal Jordan took me by surprise. He really did.
I love that sculpt too.
I know it's a great sculpt. It is a great sculpt.
It's a great sculpt.
And but like I said, I didn't expect pickup power, and 7 range, and 90 points. I mean, what do you think? I mean, he's even less than Metamorpho.
I think,
if you think about it.
Where's this card? Here it is. I mean, anytime you can pick anything,
and it's not just the power too. It's the dolphin. It's the flight. It's the giant. It's the giant size or tiny size.
The thing is, and we've seen this in the meta for the last couple of years. Ever since pickup powers were strong, mm-hmm. with super rare Batman from Trinity War. Ever since Super Skrull, ever since the ID cards came out and the round table and the teleporter, utility toolbox. When you can sit across from your opponent, look at his team, and then choose what your team has to go against that, that's meta. I mean, that is a level of gameplay that, it's sort of it raises above, the spirit of the game, so to speak. Yeah. And it gets into the competitive nature of the competitive
what
aspect.
I wish were the spirit of the game versus what it is. I wish the spirit of the game were build teams like...
True.
Even if not comic accuracy, just theme teams were like a real...
Wouldn't it be amazing?
Powerful.
Wouldn't it be amazing if at Worlds or Nationals you had to run a theme team?
I mean, that's something that the ROC could toy with.
I'll suggest that to Howard. I'll say, hey, next year, do a season where
it's dedicated to theme teams. I don't know if that might mess people's heads up.
I think,
I think it would be absolutely great. Because but who knows? But yes, one day at Worlds, I would love for someone to actually win with a theme team, which I think someone did not too long ago.
I think was it Daniel Joins that had the police team?
I think so, yeah.
And that caused the errata to clear the streets.
Yeah.
And took it away from being penetrating damage. But yeah, super excited about the set. Are there any big movies coming out?
Well, there's
Valerian.
I'm gonna go see.
Valerian's coming out this weekend. I'm gonna
go see it Saturday.
And that's based on a comic, so we'll talk about that.
No, it's based on a novel.
It's based on a comic.
How old is that comic? I'm hearing people going on and on about the age of this thing.
It's a French comic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Furthermore, I want to know more. No, not pictures. I want to know details.
Oh, you want to know details?
Yeah. What year? Yeah, I'm so sorry that I'm so ignorant on this. I can't even handle it.
First published in 1967 magazine.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm very wrong about it being based on a book. I apologize. Damn. Normally I like to be knowledgeable. This has thrown me through a loop.
I'm pretty sure that it inspired Star Wars and.
So Sunday we're gonna have to talk about this. We have to do our review because I'm gonna see it Saturday. You're gonna see it Saturday.
I'll try to see it. I'll probably try to see it
tomorrow night.
I can't see it Thursday.
Friday night.
So I'll probably try to see it Friday.
Okay, because then we can do our review. I think this movie looks great, but I'm afraid it's gonna flop.
I'm a huge Luc Besson fan. I love The Fifth Element. Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies.
But
my wife loves The Fifth Element.
But do you think do you think that's the level of advertising and is enough to get people to go to the theater? Because let me tell you, I actually very much enjoyed John Carter of Mars, and I don't know anyone who heard about it.
There's a reason. The rumor is that Disney buried that movie
because they spent so much money on it.
No, because they were about to buy Star Wars.
Really?
That is the rumor I've heard from different sources.
That makes me so sad.
And insiders is that they buried that movie because they were about to buy Star Wars.
Which sucks. The movie is
movie's great.
The movie starts slow, but it starts slow, but it's very good. I think it's a great film. I love the casting. I was very much looking forward to a sequel. I mean, it's based on a great series of novels. I mean, I'm so mad that whatever happened. And also that poor guy who starred in it. You know, like what's ever going to happen to it? It's like the guy who starred in Lone Ranger. It's like, oh,
Armie Hammer's doing just fine.
Is he?
Yes. He just voiced a character in Cars 3.
Okay,
he was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Henry Cavill.
Oh, that's right, but that movie didn't take off.
He's been spotted with other DCEU actors.
I'm hoping. Can you imagine New Green Lantern with him?
There's a rumor that he's either going to be Hal Jordan or possibly Nightwing or possibly even a replacement for Ben Affleck for Batman.
Okay, that's dark.
Dark?
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, there's a
dark?
lot. There's
it's
a
the
lot.
Dark Knight.
I know, but there's a lot of rumors about Ben Affleck getting out and before he's even in. Like, I'm just like, no. Like, why are we doing this?
I think he took the criticism from Batman v Superman pretty hard.
Of course.
Plus, he's got a lot of personal issues with
how DC is doing things.
No, I mean like the reason he's not directing Batman is because he was in rehab. He checked himself into rehab.
Okay.
He had a bit of an alcohol problem.
Okay.
And he admitted that, and that's why he is not directing Batman.
Wow, that's fascinating because the other guy came back, and I thought it was about the other guy like waiting for more money.
What do you mean
the guy he replaced? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm no good at. He replaced someone on directing Batman.
No, he didn't replace.
Yes,
anybody.
he did. I swear to you.
No.
Yes,
because him and Chris Terrio were writing Batman from the start.
Right.
And they wanted him. There were other people rumored to be in it, but they wanted Ben Affleck, and I think Ben Affleck wanted to do it. And in fact, he was announced as the director for Batman.
And he made a big deal about introducing Deathstroke.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then personal reasons, the rehab thing, and then he had to bow out, and he decided it was the right decision. And so I think.
Anyhow, I hope he sticks with it as Batman. I feel like it was a big road to get there, and start giving me the Batman that I really want. And also, that's not his fault that I didn't get the Batman exactly I wanted. He was very good as Batman.
Oh, he was great.
But I mean, it's the script that it's my biggest number one failure for that movie. It is the writing, and I'm very passionate about this because whenever someone else uses the word realism and realistic with a comic book movie, I immediately get incensed where I want to claw my face off. And I've been watching Clue a lot. The flames shooting out of my ears. But I can get really incensed when people say realism and realistic because because I get so angry because I'm like, they're not realistic and realism. This woman comes from a fantasy freaking island. This guy comes from freaking Asgard. Right. This one's from another planet. None of them have to meet your freaking expectations. Yeah. But I mean, they should meet some of my expectations.
So on that note,
this was cool.
Thank you for sticking with us for the box opening. We really
God, that was 2.5 hours, guys. We're trying so hard, man. We're trying.
Well, the box opening took. I knew it was.
This was the bulk of it.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, I'd rather do this than maybe an extra video. So, but anyway, so we're gonna try to do a Valerian review this weekend, and hopefully that'll be posted on Monday. And we'll let us know your thoughts on that. And let us know what you guys are watching and what you guys are into. Hit us up on Facebook at the Kerwin's Facebook page. Also, again, thanks to Kerwin's Game Store for hosting us here and their wonderful
providing us this little studio.
Yep. And if you're local, stop in and check out the comic books. Which don't even look like that anymore because they're set up differently, and our new renovation too. Yeah, absolutely. And then we'll talk to you next week. Again, Wednesday night, 6 p.m. And until then, I'm Tony Cox,
and I'm Clifford Parmiter,
and you've been watching Read, Watch, Play. Have a good night.
The fighters are ready! Daddy is ready! The refs are ready! Are you ready?
Correct exemplar on turn 2, attack you for 7.
Whoa.
We'll see you next week, guys. 12:30. We'll be back and better than ever.
Oh, I'm doing a dab.